share. All right. Hello, everyone. Will will be here in just a moment. He said he just got off the interstate. Actually, that might be him coming upstairs right now. Let's see here. One of these days I'm gonna have to crop this thing down, edit it down for this parts of dead air that we kind of have at the beginning of it. So my camera's getting a little seems a little laggy. Let me turn it off and turn it back on real quick. That. There we go. I think I'm trying to run too many things to this laptop right now. There we go. All right, now we're back. We're going to take this one off. There we go. Unplug that bad boy because put too many things in this laptop. It does not like to run correctly. How's it going, Lee? Good to see you jumping in here, man. I appreciate it. I think I just saw Will pull up, so if you happen to see anyone else jump into the show here, if you don't mind, use the chat there to say hey. They'll be on in just a second. What's going on, man?
Hello. Made it.
Oh, made it. Oh, and you brought goodies. Oh, you brought two goodies. Jump into the show here if you don't mind to show these to the use the chat
world
there to say. Oh, you brought another little fun goodie.
We'll be on
That's a lot.
I didn't know if you had any Loki's yet, so I brought one so you could take a look.
Do not, man. And I really wanted to get some of them. Check those guys out. So, that's, oh, made it. Oh, and you brought goodies. Oh, you brought two goodies.
Carnival?
Jump into the show. Carnival.
I don't mind to show these to the
use the chat there to say. Oh, you brought another little fun goodie.
We'll be on
That's a lot.
That was fun. I didn't know if you had any Loki's yet, so I brought one so you could take a look.
Do not, man. And I really wanted to get some of them. I'm just gonna check those guys out. The chat that we have will show up. So, oh, made it. Oh, hey, Kyle. What's going on, man? Brought goodies. How's it going? Oh, you brought two goodies.
Carnival?
Appreciate you, Carnival. You faithfuls always jumping in here on our stream. There's a set. Oh, you brought another little fun goodie. That's a lot.
That was fun. I didn't know if you had
Hey, Liam. Hey, Liam. Will you have Mama go mix me up a little, man? And I really want to get powder stuff. Check those guys out. The chat that we have will show up. All right. Oh, made it. Here we are. What's going on, man? Goodies. How's it going? Oh, you brought two goodies. Genius. Still into the Carnival. You faithfuls always jumping in here on our stream. There's a set. Oh, you brought another little fun goodie. Our most faithful. A lot.
Absolutely.
Always had an earring?
I didn't know if you
Hey,
had
Liam.
any.
Okay, I was about to say. Yeah, Mama. Go mix me up a little, man. I really want to get powder stuff. Check those guys out. Yeah, you just always want to show me.
Yeah,
I've been talking about that. What's going on, man? Goodies. How's it going? You brought two goodies. Genius. Still into the Carnival. You faithfuls always jumping in here on our stream. There's a set. Oh, you brought a little fun.
If I'm gonna have
if you're a dude and you're gonna have to set some earrings.
Liam.
Okay, I was about to say. Go mix me up a little, man. I really want to get powder stuff. Check those guys out. Yeah, I've been talking about that. What's going on, man?
Did not.
You brought two goodies. Genius. It was pretty much they didn't miss one.
Yeah, it's like if I'm gonna have
if you're a dude and you're gonna have to set some earrings. Okay, I was about to say. Damn, too.
Yeah, I've been talking about that. What's going on, man?
Yeah, but it was pretty much they didn't miss one.
Yeah, it's like if I'm gonna have
if you're a dude and you're gonna have to set some earrings. Okay, I was about to say. Damn, too. Kyle, did you ever getting you an ambulance? I think I've got those guys that work out.
Yeah,
What's going on, man? it's pretty much
Yeah, it's like if I'm gonna have it,
I am too. What's the one that everyone designs? It's pretty much
yeah, it's like if I'm gonna have it,
that's actually kind of the first thing I want to start with. It's nothing that really matters. I am too. What's the one that everyone designs? $5. I was like, 10 cents a stick, pretty much. Sure, I'll go with that because it's just a random.
yeah, it's like
Let's see what kind of that's actually my first thing I want to start. It's just odd too. That everyone is
probably like
Dude, I think somebody just got on like 10 cents pretty much. Sure, I'll just like go that because it's just a
yeah,
that's actually my first thing I want to start. It's just odd too. Everyone Dude, I think somebody just got on like 10 cents pretty much. Sure, I'll just like go that because it's just a that's actually my first thing I want to start. It's just odd
these little guys are pretty
Dude, I think somebody just got on like 10 cents pretty much. Sure, I'll just like go that because it's just that's actually my first thing
two microphones.
There we go.
Who is this?
There we go.
This is dog time, everybody.
Oh man,
It's
and
dog
the
time,
dogs are in
everybody.
here too, so.
Nobody complains about dog time.
Yeah, that's okay. Those are my missiles for my my Metroplex. The guy found them and sent all 3 of them to me.
Oh, fantastic!
So I was super stoked about that. I totally forgot about them, and he sent me a message. He's like, I found all 3 of those, and he sent them to me. Didn't ask me for anything extra, so
Nice.
much appreciated. So just weirdly randomly, and Kyle and Lee, if I have y'all's addresses, but I'll probably ask for them again. If y'all want a sticker, I will mail you a sticker because I got these from Amazon. And you got your standard fare, like here's like an Autobot symbol,
Like a movie Autobot symbol.
yeah, and then here's like
that's
B
movie
versus
B.
B, and like B versus Megatron, but then it's like here's a
anti-human
propaganda thing, and then here's a sound wave, and of course, there are millions of Optimus Primes, but
I'm sure some of these are like
it's
somebody stole this art off of Google Images.
yeah,
and
but
like,
the weird thing is like so here's like an Obama Optimus Prime change into a truck thing. But here's the thing that got me is out of all the random stuff, here is some kind of random version of a Wheeljack.
let's see.
It's kind of Transformers Prime-ish.
It's kind of Prime,
but it's not.
It's like if you.
Here is their version of Optimus Prime kills the DC Universe or whatever.
Oh,
it just smashing all the things. But here's here's Megatron flipping a bird. But you get down to it, and there's some really cool stuff the last night. But hold on, let me get into it. And then randomly, here's Reflector. Here's 3 reflectors. I don't know, just a random reflector sticker. And then let's see. Here is a random, vaguely Bayversus Cliff Jumper. And then, let's see. We got another one that seems kind of weird in here. Where is it? Oh, then there's just a random Thundercracker. I thought this was cool, though. There's a Power Master Optimus Prime. Out of all the random things in there, I was flipping through. I was like, look at that. That's Power Master Optimus Prime. So that's fun. So if you guys want to shoot me a message over on the Instagram. I know we chat quite often, so shoot me an email or a message if y'all want a sticker, and I'll send you a sticker or 2.
I just send it to people.
What, buddy? What? Oh, you want to show? Okay, you show them. Tell them what you got going on. You're just showing them. Okay, go ahead and show them. You got to turn it this way. And he put a Autobot symbol on his water bottle that he just got, so he's stoked about that. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, the blockies, man, that's something I wanna mess with. They seem real fun.
I had some recent pickups that you told me to bring, and whenever you want to get through those, did you want to do this first? Did you want to do those later?
Yeah.
After news.
Let's go ahead and
Talk about some stuff we got, and then we'll get.
yeah, let's talk about some stuff we got.
Hey, buddy, I don't want
All right, Liam, you want to sit over, bud?
There we go. You're good.
All right, so one thing we got, Will just brought these.
Yeah.
He oh, dude, they're slightly. Oh, they're translucent, kind of.
Yeah, if you put some light through them, they look.
Dude, that's
decent.
super sick.
I got mine framed, just a cheap Walmart frame.
Will's theater was way better than all of our theaters, and he came back with some of these sick Transformer One posters here. So that's super cool, and
we watched it.
that looks really, really good. Liam and I went and saw it.
We watched it.
It was good, wasn't it?
Hey guys.
There were like 4 people in the theater when we saw it on a Saturday,
It was about 10, 15 in my
And-
theater on a Sunday.
and they didn't turn the lights all the way down
Oh no!
for a sensory thing or something, and I was like, but okay. Now the first time I saw it was on the advanced screening. The theater was completely full, and everyone cheered at the end of it. Like, maybe not everyone,
But, like, everyone
a
clapped.
large majority of people clapped, and I was like, heck yeah, man, that's awesome. So,
You okay?
You
go like right up again.
and I mean, I guess with that, it's did that just roll into like what we thought of the movie since
Yeah, we just want to do movie talk.
yeah, let's just do movie talk. It's Lee, Kyle. I think Kyle, you said you've seen it. Lee,
We
have you?
can do non-spoilers.
Have you seen the movie yet? I don't recall you saying that you have, but you're going to have to move that away from the microphone, okay? Because we can do... I mean, it's been long enough now, and it's... I saw an article last night where it's going to streaming, like,
Next week.
next week.
Yeah.
Which is like, come on, what's that about?
That's
like,
Paramount for you.
I don't... They didn't even give it a chance, man. Like, they didn't give it a chance to come out or anything.
A Wild Robot also comes out on streaming next week, and it is also Paramount and doing really well. They don't know how to distribute movies.
I'm coming to the point in my life that I don't like streaming anymore. I don't want it. I think it devalues everything. Like,
It has its purpose, but it has become... It's become the default in a bad way.
it devalues all movies, not just the stuff that we like. It devalues everything. It's like, okay, well, why do I want to go to the theaters and see it, and it's just going to come out in a month?
Yeah.
And then beyond that, it's like, what does that mean for the future of stuff? If stuff is not making its money back at the box office, then what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Guy, you're going to have to go downstairs and go outside here in a minute.
She's so happy that I made a pet her. Lee, if you're waiting for it on DVD, I don't know if I collect steelbooks. I have it pre-ordered on Steelbook from Amazon. It is on sale right now.
Later.
If you pre-order it on sale,
Later.
they will guarantee you that price. I think it's like $30 right now for the 4K Blu-ray.
Is it usually more
Steelbook.
than that? Not
Huh?
right now, Liam. Not yet.
I'm just putting it down here.
Okay. All right. But sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, it's I collect the Steelbook. I collect the 4K. Like if you're gonna spend $30 on the 4K anyway, you might as well get the Steelbook for like $2 extra.
Is it DVD or Blu-ray?
It's 4K Blu-ray.
Okay.
So it would come with the DVD as well.
Okay.
So
Because I don't have a Blu-ray player. I'm
it
like
usually comes with both.
I like skipped that era of everything.
Oh, I went straight from DVD to 4K Blu-ray.
So.
But yeah, I overall really enjoyed the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I had, like most people, based on the trailers, I had kind of low expectations going in, and it succeeded all of my expectations. The voice cast was great. I didn't think that I was gonna like Chris Hemsworth as Optimus, but he kind of grew on me as the movie went. Scarlett Johansson was great as Alita, even though she didn't really have a lot to do. That was my one major complaint. Was she kind of felt unnecessary to the plot.
And she's voiced a robot that's nothing before, like shooting her. So
She's got that down.
She's done something like that. I will say, my thoughts on Hemsworth were he was middling. I would be interested to see
I think
the progression of how they edited it together, because there's some parts where it seems like he's trying to be too much.
yeah, you
But
can
then there's
his
sometimes
Australian accent
there's
sneaks in a
but
little
then,
bit.
and then other parts it flows really well, and then it'll get later in the movie and it gets kind of weird again for a second. So it's like he found his voice. So I'd be interested to see like when they
What order did they do
what order
this?
they recorded those scenes in. I bet they didn't do straight through.
Yeah.
You know, so
And I don't think it's kind of preaching to the choir. Everyone's kind of agreed to this. Brian Tyree Henry absolutely killed this.
Brian
Megatron.
Tyree Henry,
he is fantastic.
He did well. So here's the thing about him, man. Like, not only did he do a good job as Megatron, but like the evolution of him from like
the way his voice
from
changes
just being
throughout the
kind
movie.
of a friendly and
naive and
he and Prime were friends. You know, he's a buddy and stuff. But to then to see like his mental break, his character like fall and like his countenance fall to where he's just the end of it. It's just I am Megatron and like. It was he did great.
Yeah.
Like definitely the standout was Brian Tyree Henry in that.
because I don't think it's a spoiler to say that a Megatron turns evil. That's you that's you know that's gonna happen. But like it's not done cheaply. Like it's earned. He earns that change. His entire worldview kind of gets shattered, and
he just falls off.
and he breaks. It breaks him. Like this is his entire life. He's thought he's this one thing, and when that gets challenged, it's everyone kind of reacts in their own way.
Everything that he put his faith in is made out to be a lie, and that just like smashes him.
So yeah, if you're I would say it's definitely like it's still a kids movie, but it's more like I would say like a classic kids movie. Like it's there's stuff in there for your adults. There's some nice references. At one point they make a GoBot joke, and my dad really liked that.
Yeah.
There's some G1 references.
There's the Alito. They're walking through the mine, and Prime says something, and it's just nothing's ham-fisted. It's nothing like they don't make a big deal of it. It's a lot of stuff in passing. So Alita goes. You don't have the touch or the power, but it's it's like a quick thing. So it's like it's fun to hear that. So
they don't. There's not like a pause for laugh like you would get in like a Marvel movie. They just make a quip and they just it continues. It doesn't. There's not like a forced like almost like in a Minions movie. Like you would this is a joke time. Everyone laugh now. Nothing really happens.
I will say that. I'm just gonna call him Key and Peele because I can never remember which one of the Key and Peele guys is.
It's Keegan-Michael Key.
So, but like, man, he is exhausting as Bumblebee.
But that's the point.
That's him, and I do think that he talks a little too much, maybe.
I think I figured out I think people have missed the point of his character. Like Bumblebee for the longest time in the live action movies does not talk. That's his whole thing. He doesn't talk, and so you've subverted that. He only talks. All he does is talk. At one point, they mute him. Where they tape his mouth shut, and that's kind of the joke. But like, he's not. This character is here to make quips, and he's here to make jokes. But even within the movie, they acknowledge his jokes are not funny. They're not. He's not making good jokes.
Yeah.
People, the other characters are also annoyed with him. He's like Donkey in Shrek.
Yeah.
Is he funny? Sometimes, but he's there to annoy the main character. That's what he's there for.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone's got like, oh, he's annoying. It's like, yeah. That's the point. That's the point of his character. He's young. He's naive. He's been on his own with no one to talk to for who knows how long on that sub level. So of course he's gonna not talk, or of course he's not gonna shut up. He's got friends now that he's it's like Donkey. Donkey was alone. He finally meets Shrek. He has someone to talk to. He's not gonna shut up.
So basically, what Keegan-Michael Key did here is he just watched Shrek and he did Donkey for this movie.
What's it?
But yeah.
We have Freakenstein in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey Freakenstein, welcome.
You did not like Transformers. What did you not like about it?
Freakenstein, give us your thesis on why you didn't like it, and I'd be interested to know if you like the '86 movie or what era of media that you did like.
Bumblebee is a joke in the Bay movies. Bumblebee is a scout. A scout, not a warrior. In G1, he was. A human. He was the human chauffeur, and he's kind of that in this. Like he doesn't fight anybody. He doesn't really fight anybody in the Transformers 1 movie. He's just kind of he's he's there just to be there. Like he's kind of the. I guess if Optimus and Megatron are your main characters, Bumblebee's just kind of the one along for the ride. Yeah. Like he's not really like he doesn't have a whole lot of stakes in what's happening.
Yeah, and yeah, he pasted it himself for B.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I can understand that now. In the Prime storyline, they kind of changed what being a scout was for Bumblebee, trying to like move up in the ranks, and I like that characterization of Bumblebee for just being like, yeah, in the G1 he was just kind of a chauffeur. He didn't really do anything. He was Wheelie before Wheelie in a way, but way less annoying. Yeah.
But I mean, the thing about it is like, is this? I think once it goes to streaming, I don't know what streaming service it's going to. It's going to be released on digital first, but then it'll. My hope is that it doesn't just go straight to Paramount Plus. Hopefully, it goes to another streaming service, and that can give it like a second life. Because it is, it's a kids movie. People are going to put that on for their children. That's going to be somebody's first Transformer thing, and I think overall it was very positive. It was like there was more positives than negatives, and I think the only people I've seen that are really like upset or not happy with it are people who are Transformers fans. They are people with preset expectations of like what these characters should be. But if you go in like my dad watched the original cartoon when he was a kid. He watched the '86 movie. He didn't even watch after like the later seasons of G1 or anything like that. He went in. He didn't think he was gonna like it. He had a blast.
Yeah.
He didn't have because he doesn't have. He remembers the ones as a kid, but he doesn't have like these preconceived notions of like what this story should be. Because I've seen people be like, "Oh, Megatron's not a gladiator. Optimus shouldn't do this." Blah blah blah. And it's like that's your own bias coming into play.
Yeah.
And so like if you go in just as this is the movie, let the movie tell you what the story is. I think you'll have a really good time.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like you said, it's going to be someone's first Transformers movie, and I go back to like animated wasn't well received to start with. They recharacterized everyone. I think for this one, they kind of build it as the origins of Optimus and Megatron. Like these are the origins of Optimus and Megatron. I can definitely, I mean, I don't hold it against anyone who's like, well, that's not the origins of Optimus and Megatron, because that hasn't been what they've been doing. Now there is the slight friendship thing. I mean, it's touched on in several different forms of Transformers media where like Orion was a data clerk or whatever, and that's kind of the throwback in the movie because he's in the archives.
He's in the archive. They have
but he's a
little
miner with
references.
Megatron, but Megatron raises up the miners
and all the miners aren't Decepticons,
I can see that as it being like this is the definitive. Okay, here's how Transformers started.
Yeah,
I can be like, now as a movie as a whole, like it was a little too. I thought it was a bit like fast.
I think it was good fast because
in a lot of like when I say fast, like things like turned too quickly on some. So like Megatron has been having this slow break, but then it's just like now I'm going to drop you into this pit kind of thing. It's kind of like
that's his snapping point.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
That might be too many spoilers.
Well, there was I don't know there was some pacing stuff with it, but see,
and that might also have to do with like you're older than I am, and I'm technically Gen Z. I'm like right on the edge of Gen Z.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna have like if you go and you watch other children's movies now that are like very successful, they are kind of quick. They are kind of fast paced because that's what you gotta get the TikTok kids and the iPad kids and like you gotta keep their attention. So things gotta move. You can't. And there are moments where it's slow and people have like a genuine conversation. That point where they're like they meet each other for the first time. Like Optimus and Megatron, that little scene
at the very end,
yeah, and that's such a good scene of like that kind of. I think that shows like Megatron's like true breaking point. It's like I had your back for everything. I was here to do anything you asked me to, up to this point, and the one time I asked to do something for myself to do, for me, which is. May or may not be trying to murder somebody.
Which is overthrow the entire government.
Yeah.
It's kind of apples and oranges there.
Yeah.
But
it's like, he's like, I would do anything for you. I would go against every rule, regulation, and everything. And I'm on board. You and I both agree that this needs to change, but you're not going to go along with it. So, Yeah, I can get my stuff.
The wife came up here. I get that, but it's. I will say the pacing of that, where that scene was placed, it did make me like it was a nice way to pull back and be like, man, this is really sad because these dudes were like, these were buddies. These guys were friends, and it's like, and I don't know, maybe that's just because I'm super sentimental in life now. I've got a kid, or I've got 2 kids and a wife, and so like I'm like all super like sappy about things now. So yeah, Cybertron is not Prime, but
well, I mean,
did
he is though. They
Yeah.
even at the beginning of the movie.
so
He literally showed Primus and he turns into Cybertron, and that's been like the status quo for at least 20 years, 24 years.
yeah. Well, I guess that was
That's Unicron trilogy introduced the idea of Primus as the planet, which I mean that's my childhood. So like I said, they really pulled a lot of stuff. Like you got some Beast Wars references in there. You got like Cybertron and Armada, and they can really kind of go wherever, because like you do have like beast formers, like they establish beast formers in the movie with
Ragnar.
yeah, Arachnid and what's the prime, the main prime in it? My brain's broken.
Crap, I just
There's so many
Alpha
primes.
Trion.
Alpha Trion, Jesus. Alpha Trion and I loved his beast mode that he has that they gave him.
Yeah, that's just pulling back from what was it? Was that when did they repaint Leo Breaker into Alphatron first, or was that later, like farther down the line when they started making Alphatron the lion and stuff?
I think that was later on, but yeah, he is a
Thought he
recolor
got
as
a clone
Leo
of it,
Breaker.
but,
He
yeah.
is Leo Breaker. They also made Leo Prime into Leo Breaker.
Yeah.
So,
I'd be interested to see, like, what your thoughts on like new Transformers for new generations, like what that looks like, because you do have to keep the legacy characters alive in some way. In like a large movie like this, they have to do Optimus Prime and Megatron to keep it going. For the people like us who have grown up with it, unless they're trying to do like a full like brand reboot and like pull everyone in.
I mean, they're always gonna have to change some things, because like, you know, if we just keep doing Optimus and Megatron and if we just did G1 again, like we keep doing, it's like it's like Ghostbusters. My issue with the Ghostbusters ones. No shame to if you like the new movies, but if you watch Frozen Empire, it's like, okay, we're just gonna do Ghostbusters 1 again. It's like, okay, I don't need that. I've seen Ghostbusters 1.
Mm-hmm.
I can go back to Ghostbusters 1. I don't need you to bring back a dead actor as a ghost in a movie for me to like this, because we're not moving forward. This is a 40-year-old franchise. We gotta reinvent the wheel at some point. Otherwise,
we do have to move on, and moving on is hard for some. And
it's like and I think the good thing about this movie is we stuck to original characters. There's not like a new character we've never seen before. It's not like the 2007 movie where Jazz doesn't look like Jazz, or if you want to get mad at the Rise of the Beast, it's like, oh, Mirage shouldn't be Mirage. You should be. It's like
the closest thing to a new character would have been Sentinel Prime. And it's not he's a new character, but kind of like
he's just a different version of that character.
His characterization, I mean, right down to the color scheme, is like very Derek Wyatt animated Sentinel Prime.
I like that.
And even like his characterization now, I mean, not the whole turn. That's kind of a Sentinel Prime trope at this point, with happening in the movies and all as well, like the Bayverse movies. But like his kind of like brash, bagadasherish, like kind of. Braggadashery, however you say it.
He kind of reminds me of
his kind of posturing and all that's very Sentinel Prime from animated.
Yeah, he's very like boisterous,
and even his color scheme, that's the same. Yeah. That's the same colors. Now, going back to talking about D16 and his turn, like this is the one time I have it written in my notes here, even like. Orion Pax did kind of suck in a way. Like he's a steamroller. He's like, no, come on, we're gonna do this thing. And it's like, but you're like dragging me along, dude. Like, come on, like. And I get it. Like he's adventurous, and like we do need that person in our life to be like, I see more in you. There's more.
To push you out of your comfort
there's
zone.
more than you. But the way that he did it was in was a way that's like
It's self-serving. Optimus is very selfish.
very self-serving, and like I want to find the Matrix, and like
I want to be important.
Even
I want it's
when they're
I'm
down
gonna drag
talk-
you with
yeah,
me.
when they meet Bumblebee and they're down there talking about it, and he's like definitely like he's manipulating him. I'm like,
He's manipulating B. He's manipulating
know,
Megatron, Alita. He's
like-
really dragging everybody,
Yeah,
and that helps Megatron's break.
yeah, and he does the self-sacrifice, which is good, and I guess that's it. He does learn to be a leader.
Yeah, that's his like I messed up moment.
Yeah.
That's the he let Megatron down. And I think he kind of realizes that like, oh, he does have that moment of, oh, I was selfish and I've been ignoring you, and now you're so far beyond where I'm at this point. Like you're so angry, and I'm. And it should be a good thing of like we figured this out, we can fix this, and he's just like, no, you've destroyed everything, and I appreciate that it's written well enough that you can sympathize with both, because it would be really easy and really generic to just have like, oh, Megatron's evil now, and it's like,
Yeah.
and you not care, and it's just like, but they make you care, and that's
Yeah.
partly due to Brian Tyree Henry and the like you
Yeah.
said, the way he kind of progresses through the movie.
And all this being said too, I know we had the discussion of like every generation needs something new. The story of the miner and the data clerk hasn't been fully done in a movie.
No.
I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I would have like, because and the representation of that is like, and they kind of did it with Sentinel being the elite, and that's what the miners rose up after. But like, it would have been cool to see like Megatron in gladiatorial combat, but then he's friends with Orion, and but then eventually they start having these differences, and then the rift starts growing, and then it leads to all this. It's so it's like the premise of it is like I see where they could have still pulled some of that old storytelling, because it hasn't been done in live action, and that wouldn't have been a rehash of the original story of just the G1 show.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's like,
this
the closest
is-
we got to that was like some like motion comic pictures in Transformers Prime, basically.
Yeah.
If they wanted to kind of go with like that feel of the story.
I do like the idea that they properly introduced the Quintessons,
Yeah.
and they don't really address that fully, which is good because that leaves the door open for other things. But it also creates this idea of there's not just Transformers. Because Transformers media for the longest time, if you read the comics like Void Rivals or anything else, there is a plethora of other aliens and robots and everything else you can imagine in this universe that they've not really touched on since like the 86. Like, we got a little bit in what is it, The Last Night, which is bad, but like they introduced Quintessa. She's a Quintesson, but it's like that doesn't really get explained very well.
Yeah, they don't do.
It's like,
anything
are
much
you a
with that.
Transformer? Are you not? If you don't know what a Quintesson is, you're not gonna.
Man, here's what I want to see for the next movie. I want to see them go to the Beast Planet and meet the Battle Beast, and then that would be if you want like a super like niche deep cut into an old Hasbro property that had like one wave of figures that was like super collectible back in the day, and then they were just nowhere. Like there's a whole thing with the Transformers crossing over. It's that the Battle Beast that would be.
Well, see,
that would
that'd
be
be
a
fun.
weird deep cut, and that's like again, but the point is like that's like another part of the universe that there's other planets out there.
Yeah.
And like if you did more of like the Headmaster stuff
And we could do it.
and the
they can always
Transtector,
do
like
a-
that is going into more of the universe
Yeah.
instead of just here's these robots.
Well, and I appreciate that. If nothing else, there's no humans in this. There is no Earth. There is no Ark. There is none of that. We are solely on Cybertron. We are telling a Cybertron story. Because a lot of people's, for better or worse, their least our favorite characters are the human characters.
Yeah.
And it was nice just to have a movie for the first time since '86 that it's like we're just focusing on Transformers.
It's actually the first Transformers movie that didn't have any humans in it because the '86 movie had humans in it technically.
So it's
So
I think overall the positives outweigh the negatives. I could sit here and nitpick things all day, but at the end of the day, it's a PG kids movie that was made for $75 million, and it's there to sell toys. I mean,
Man.
we exist in an age where it's like this movie exists entirely to sell toys.
Yeah.
It's it could have been so much more soulless than it was.
Yeah.
It could have been paint by numbers. It could have been the Mario movie, which is not terrible, but is very much just like, oh, we're just going A to B to C, aren't we? So it's like,
So two things real quick before we move on. One, Freak, I'd be interested to know more about your story.
definitely.
You're new in here. You seem to have a lot of knowledge and a lot of thoughts, so definitely would like to have a longer conversation. Just to know what like your thoughts and all this stuff in the franchise is. I talk to Kyle and Lee quite often. And the other one is, how is the audio sound now? Is this okay? Is it okay that I'm sitting this far back?
we're a little further.
I got this. That you hear that creak? I got this chair for free from work, and I'm like kind of digging it. So sitting farther back, just be interested to know what the audio sounds like. Y'all let us know. I'm gonna catch up on a couple comments here. Let's see.
I think after that, you ready to? I think we've kind of talked around
Yeah.
the movie a little bit enough without getting. We spoiled some things, but not enough to like. If you like Transformers at a baseline level, I think you'll have a good time with this movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless
it's
you just-
gonna be better than the last night, if nothing else.
It's gonna be. Oh, I was gonna say that's not a bar. I would say it's better than Rise of the Beast, and I liked Rise of the Beast.
Oh,
So
so speaking of last night, if we just want to segue into stuff
that you've gotten lately.
that we've gotten lately,
Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. This is like the only like
I don't
Bayverse figure I want.
I don't do Bayverse things.
I do want Hot Rod still. I want Studio Series
But
Hot Rod.
I picked up Cogman simply because he is a headmaster before they. I guess not. This might have been when they were doing what you call it, Power of the Primes and
Yeah.
all that stuff. But he is a headmaster, and I love a freaking headmaster, man. These
A
things.
throwaway line from
just-
Anthony Hopkins in that movie. He's a headmaster. He's a rear transformer. And
Just,
it's like
just
man.
random stuff. I love his little night boots. It looks like he's just this suit of armor. Love his little painted coat. He is very just gray, but there's plenty of silver in him, and I won't do the transformation. He turns to a very effective car, and his headmaster sits
Yeah.
in his seats. I mean,
As
this
far
is
as, like, a
he's just got a sword for a weapon. I like that.
Yeah.
It's he's a cool figure.
Doesn't have a super
Though-
bad backpack.
No,
either.
and not bad. It compacts down, but he's very light. Like plastic's kind of
He is light. Oh my goodness.
plastic kind of cheapy
Like-
feeling on him.
Like he's like.
But for something that came from
There's a lot of good silver in here.
from a movie that I have literally nothing from, that's
and I have very little
like I said,
positive
sorry,
to say about.
there's just a natural segue there.
Yeah. So, well, you want to get into some of the other stuff we've been getting lately?
Yeah, snatch your stuff out. I'll snatch a couple things real
yeah.
quick and let's see.
So to go completely opposite here, I do have something for you, however. This is for you. This is an Airwave
Oh yeah,
that
to add to my Airwave
to add
collection.
to your Airwave armada that you've got going on.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
Oh, it was like
Liam,
mine's a little loose.
Liam, well, he did like playing with these. He's kind of changing his play patterns now, but you know,
well, that's okay.
Sometimes he likes to make little bases and stuff, so appreciate that.
Speaking of what are they? Weaponizers, city formers, whatever you want. I brought Brunt. Because you don't have Brunt, so
Yep.
I figured you might want to take a look at Brunt here. He's not the best, like his ult mode is not the best, but something about Brunt, like he's such a generic like drone, like this could be from anything. He kind of looks like a power armor that you would get into in like Alien or something. Like he's so not a transformer. It's almost funny. Like he really does just feel like a drone.
Yeah.
And so that's great.
Yeah,
They really
I
captured
have
that.
I have the recolor of him into Zatar.
Oh, yeah, into Zatar.
From the Power Dashers.
Yeah, the third
And
Power
so
Dashers.
yeah, but I do really love his color scheme here.
He doesn't integrate into Trypticon the most interesting way. Like he's just kind of there, as you can kind of rip him to pieces and
Say
stuff.
what? Yeah, you just stick him on there.
Yeah, you can like put his little cannon on there, and he's got like the bad thing about Trypticon is he doesn't have as many like 5mm ports as
Yeah.
like some of the later ones do.
It was kind of before they went super 5mm everywhere.
Yeah.
Because
I just-
like Metroplex doesn't have like any.
But like the fact
he
that
has
they
a couple,
went
but-
back to make Brunt, because they could have not. They could
Yeah.
have skipped Brunt. They like who was really like, oh man, my Trypticon didn't come with a little purple tank. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, and just to circle that back around to Trypticon, like when we did our Titanic review.
Which has been a minute.
Which has been a minute.
It's been like 2 months.
We left him out, thinking like, well, Triptychon, I'm sure he's okay, but like whatever. It's like, no, he's pretty great.
No, he's pretty great.
Like, I got one after that, and then shortly after that, Will got him as well.
we both committed to.
We both committed to the Tryptychon, and like,
watch him get a reissue now.
Kind of, yeah. That's how we do. We just need to buy something, and then they'll reissue it. Like more on that later. But yeah, it's Tryptychon is awesome. I love how he can eat headmasters.
Oh, that's so fun.
And then he can kind of like poop them out. That's fun.
His
I love his little garage.
Oh yeah, his little.
It's super cool.
What's his little purple car? What's that one's name?
Crap. Necron is the headmaster, and not Fast Lane.
Not Fast Track.
No,
Fast Track for
Scorponok.
Scorponok. Anyway, the little purple car. It's a great little headmaster. It's a lot. It's very purple. It needs a little bit more paint.
Is
you get
so
some. You slap some
purple.
You slap some toy hacks on it. It looks great. But I like that he just kind of sticks on his chest, and it kind of works. Like it shouldn't work.
Yeah.
Like sticking a car on the chest of a giant robot dinosaur. You would think it'd stick out worse than it does, but it really kind of integrates quite nicely.
I'm gonna tilt this down just a little bit so at least part of what's on the desk can be seen. Maybe. I don't know. Trying a new setup here. I was trying to stream with the big computer. I couldn't get stuff to set up, or it's something with a streaming key or something. I don't know. I don't technology now, y'all. I've gotten to the point in age, and trust me, it's gonna get you at some point, guys. You're gonna get to the age where just like I just don't care anymore, and I finally understand.
I'm at that point, and that's my job.
I finally understand it. I'm just like, man, I don't have enough energy to care enough about this to like whatever.
So I brought a couple of things. We got.
Oh, my Tryptychon's holding up great so far, Lee. I haven't had any breakage issues with mine. Thank you for the the thoughts about yours. And so I don't handle them with kid gloves, but I'm definitely more wary when I'm moving them around.
I've not transformed mine specifically because I'm afraid of the hips.
We don't.
I need to check the hips.
We don't know. I don't know have you found the serial number on yours?
No, I haven't. I need to.
I found the serial number on the box of the one that the guy I bought it from. I had him send me a picture of it, and I think he was in kind of like one of the gray areas of like a 50-50 if it's okay or not. So mine, I may have dodged a bullet, but we don't know about Will's. He got his from our local shop.
Worst comes to worst, I know that you can take him apart and basically you just kind of snip a ring off of one of the springs and it's fine. But my thing too is also like, how often am I going to be transforming Tryptychon? I love so many of the Titans. I like flipping back and forth the arc. That one's pretty easy. It's got those two little front panels that are annoying. But everything else about that, pretty easy. Yeah. But the Titans, let's be real, you're not transforming your Titans very often.
My Tryptychon is, if you can see him, right back there. He is biting Metroplex's hand while Metroplex gets ready to punch him. That's what's happening. And that's where he's been for however long. So.
What's this guy's name? I forget.
Ruckus.
I had the wrong one in my brain. So I brought Ruckus. You've recently had Ruckus for a minute.
Yeah, I got him in the box to return because my bludgeon was completely missing one of the back guns. So.
Which stinks.
And I was really hoping that when I did the return on Amazon, they'd just be like, oh, just keep it. Because they do that sometimes, but they didn't. So I'm like, biscuits.
This is, I know you have some issues. I also have some issues, especially with the robot mode. I will say, I don't often get excited about a vehicle mode. Mm-hmm. Usually my priority is the robot mode. But for this guy specifically, the paint, the color scheme, when he's in vehicle mode, the way that they still kept his gun from Beachcomber and implemented that in a better way than Beachcomber. Also, when you flip the guns around, if you flip them one way, they sit flush and become part of the buggy. And if you spin them around the other way, the actual gun post sticks the gun up enough to be a gun. So, you can have a attack mode and a dune buggy mode by just simply flipping that around.
I didn't even think about that.
And that's so teeny tiny.
I think I only transferred mine once as well.
But you know what I'm saying? You can, you see the...
Yeah.
The difference that
it pops
makes.
Up just enough.
It's just enough to be like, oh, this is like you would have two guns on each side that flip up. That's so brilliant. And it just looks good as the Doom buggy, the color scheme.
Yeah, the colors are great on him. I like him. The ankle tilt bothers me a lot.
The only thing
it could have been.
They could have moved it down.
It could have been done way better.
You would have broke up this like silver piece, and I think that was what they were trying to avoid.
Okay, I can see that.
Because like if you did move it down to like say this joint right here,
Yeah.
you'd have an ugly line here, and I don't know if they could paint both.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it might not
since-
be in the budget
since,
to, like-
Since when in the past has that done anything for them?
Yeah.
like what they've cared.
Yeah. They're,
You know.
But I can kind
But
of
he is super cool. And also like for
to be a retool.
and for like as like big as he looks. Again, he's one of these like
Like these are
he kind of feels like nothing, and he transforms like nothing too. Like his transformation is literally just
also
it's really just this. Like
yeah, he really
so-
just kind of folds up, but
Yeah.
like he also like compacts really well. Like,
Yeah.
he ends up being a lot
yeah
larger.
for being as tall as he is, he definitely like compacts in better.
What else you wanna show?
I'll go do one real quick. I got the top spin. Yeah, I get these guys
Oh.
confused. So I picked this guy up from the local shop a while back. I haven't shown him on a stream or anything yet, so I finally acquired one of these guys. They have a twin twist, but he's missing a hand. So I'm like, I don't think that I want to pay the money for one that's missing a hand.
And we might have something to say about those guys later on too.
But what, they're reissuing these two?
They're reissuing whatever the one that they didn't put in the Diaclone colors already.
That's this one.
That one. So he's
Man, see this one.
because
I'm gonna stop buying things.
we'll talk about that later. But the Amazon line for next year is Mayhem versus Wreckers.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that makes sense.
So we did a year of Wreckers, we did a year of Mayhem, and now we're getting versus packs. They're gonna be 2 packs. I will say I got a G1 Motormaster. He does not have any of the other Stunticons. He does not have his sword or his gun. But he's G1 Motormaster, and he's so fun. And the fact that he's so tiny compared to like Optimus Prime, and then when you transform him, he's almost the same size as Optimus Prime.
Yeah, he's
It's
a,
hilarious.
He's a Matchbox car.
He's so fun.
Oh man, so they're definitely doing a Motormaster from the Track Series Hot Wheels crossovers.
Oh, that'd
You
be
think?
that might be a thing. As you say, if Hot Wheels does repaints like Hasbro does repaints,
Well, they've already got an Ultra Magnus, so
why
and of
not?
course they're going to. Yes, and Hot Wheels definitely do repaints. Like Hot Wheels is like the king of repaints. So
Also, they're my favorite go-to when people are like, "Oh, it's got die-cast," and I'm like, "Yeah, Hot Wheels cars are entirely die-cast. You can get them at Dollar Tree."
yeah,
So that's not an argument for quality.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. I picked up this guy too.
Ooh.
This is just a very large brainstorm.
Third-party.
Nope. This is I actually got this at Sasquatch. They had him on the shelf there, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he is the Takara Tomy Legends version. And what's fun about him is he's got his little thing in his side of him here. So he has a seat here, and like the original Headmasters, when you pop their head on, that seat flips down and gives him his little speed and strength thing. See?
Oh, that's brilliant.
So it's the seat that goes into now. The Headmaster of this is kind of junk. He's like worse than regular Headmasters somehow. Like his arms are locked in, but this guy's very large. Like he is bigger than 86 Prime. So it's so that was a cool random find. Will, what you got?
So I've thrown it back a little bit. I recently found a guy in a Facebook group. He is very nice. I want to get his name here. His name is Jason Smith. He is in the process of currently selling his entire Transformers collection. And he got in touch with me, and he's got a lot of Cybertron toys, and he's got a lot of the Cybertron store exclusive, Target exclusive, Toys R Us exclusives, BotCon ones, and everything. And if you're new to me, am in the process of trying to collect every Cybertron toy ever made, including all the recolors, which is going to be a pain.
Yep, it's gonna be fun.
It's going to be fun. I'm about 70% of the way to having all of them at this point. So this is Cybertron Dirge. This is a recolor of the Cybertron Starscream, not the huge one, the regular size one.
You know they made a tiny one of that too.
But yes, there's also a core class size
Just like
one.
seems really fun.
Scout
to be honest.
size.
Like
So there's also and he also has there's also a Dirge repaint and a Skywarp repaint.
I think so.
So I'm hoping that we just got Legacy Starscream. I'm hoping we get this recolor.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that they're going to, because they've made that mold, like a completely new mold. He's fantastic. This thing, it transforms. If you've got the Legacy one, it transforms the exact same way. He also comes with a special Cyberplanet key compared to the normal Cyberplanet keys. This is, I forget whose key this was originally, but it's in a purple. It's really nice. I wish it was kind of in blue, just a match.
And it has the Decepticon symbol on it.
Yes.
Versus like one of the planet symbols.
Yes. Which
I
some
guess-
of them do have.
Okay. I didn't know if
So,
that was an uncommon
like
thing or
Optimus Prime has a special one with an Autobot logo. Megatron has a special one with the Decepticon logo. The Cybertron Defense Team has all Autobot logo ones. Basically, like the bigger, more important characters get like designated like that's their special planet key.
what? Okay.
Like Sideways, Sideways has his own planet key and stuff like that. Unicron has his own planet key. But he's fantastic. Obviously, he's got like the gun blades that flip out with the key. He's got visible head syndrome, but that's fine. He's got a missile launcher underneath, which will fire off randomly, and I've almost lost it a few times. But it is absolutely fantastic, and I'm really looking for. I also got the. It's Springer. This was a 2-pack. It came with Springer, and that's the Cybertron Defense Hotshot repaint. And I'm also getting from him. He's got one that's Senator Ratbat. That is the Sideways mold, and he's got one that he's got Springer. That is the Cybertron Defense Hotshot and the Cybertron Evac. So
Yeah.
they're both Springer, but they turn into his 2 different alt modes. So you basically end up with 2 different Springers, which is fun because it's like they didn't really do triple changers. So they were like, okay, we'll repaint both vehicles into
different
versions of Springer
versus the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I might have those by next stream. So we'll see. But yeah, what I was gonna say, you got something here that I'm very jealous of.
Those guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Another little random things. It's got little weapon jet guys. Those are fun. This is a flanker. He came with Swerve back during Thrill 30, and this guy I cannot remember, but he came with Cosmos, and they turn into little guns. And I love things that'll turn into like a little gun. He just does this and kind of like shunts his feet down. It makes a little gun there. The other one's got a little more complex of a conversion, but those are fun. This is actually Takara Tomy Ghost Starscream Headmaster that came with Octane. I got his mouth, but this was Clobber. So this ended up being, which is random.
Yeah.
Just a repaint of Overboard is what they called him, I think. Originally Overkill. Then I finally picked up one of these guys.
Stickers are in good shape.
Because I got a broadside. Because he's an aircraft carrier that turns into a jet. An aircraft carrier that's afraid of water.
Yeah.
And then a jet that's afraid to fly, which is just a fun mythos, I think. Not the best thing in the world, to be honest.
Yeah.
But this is only his second figure he's ever had.
And we're still
So-
probably a ways from having a new version.
So,
At least a year or 2 out.
I bid on it, and they actually, I got this from the local shop again, and there actually was, he has 5 tiny aerial bots. Like Wills likes to say, if you walk by them, you could inhale them size.
Yeah, you might accidentally.
They're dang near impossible to get, and there's little ports all over them you could put it on, which is cool, especially if it's aircraft carrier mode, because it gives it a sense of scale. And then, these guys. Finally acquired the G1 Slam Dance here. So
I should have brought. I have the G1 Squawk Box. I just got a G1 Squawk Box.
yeah. So and I've had that. I've had Squawk Box for years. I got it when I was a kid, and
Mine's a reissue from. Team.
wanted to go ahead and complete the set. So I finally got the Autobot counterpart. I will say the Decepticons are better things, I think, because the tank is kind of nothing, and the jet is also equally kind of nothing.
I think the jet works better than the tank.
The jet definitely works better. Well, that's
this
just,
is just a tape with its guns attached.
that is just
to
the
it.
tape. Now it does do a little more than that, but it's just the way. It's just like it still is kind of nothing when you do it. But very
kinda like-
similar to those, the third-party ones that I have that we've looked at before. Let's see.
I've been looking at watching several. Yeah, that's. What would you say is a good price for Broadside? Because I'm not sure on him.
I mean, I ended up doing 50 for him, and that's what he pretty much goes for.
Yeah, and that's
even without the tape. Sometimes I mean, you're looking at 45 to 50 without the without the tapes, even without the little jets. He does have a little sword gun thing over there somewhere too. And also be sure that they has this part on it because this comes off very easy. And if you just get one that someone has in robot mode, you'll may not see that's not folded back. So make sure that that's on there because that just came off like that. So actually, the other one at the shop does not have that piece on there. So I say that just to say, like, if you're going to get one, definitely watch out. For them.
Definitely make sure especially if you're like on eBay, make sure they got pictures all the way around, and don't be afraid. Like if it looks complete, and
ask questions.
Shoot a message. Most people are happy to answer any questions like that.
Yeah.
And if not, then that's probably a good sign not to buy from them.
See, the last thing I got is the last thing for the next last thing is this guy, who
he does look good in person.
I kind of skipped on originally. I did pre-order him because I had the original version of this. I loved it as a kid. I thought it was one of the more unique things we had. He actually came out. He was a Target exclusive in the, I think in the Beast Machines line maybe randomly because they were just trying to bring stuff over from Japan. I had him. I thought he was so cool because you got these 3 dinosaurs. I knew nothing about the mythology or anything. But yeah, this thing almost transforms the same way the original did.
We've been doing that a lot lately.
A lot. It's just updated quite a bit. And I was like, well, so then I didn't get it. And then I was like, I saw him, it was hard to get him. And I was like, man, maybe I should get it. And so I did, finally. Found him on a sale, picked him up. He's pretty good. Colors are great. There is so much little like skin molding detailing on this.
Yeah.
He is big. Again, to compare him to 86 Prime, like he is...
Our 2 newest commander classes.
Yeah. These are 2 commander classes. And I have thoughts about that. I have a lot of thoughts about that because we'll get into this here.
We'll get into that in here. Let me see him because I have not seen mine's just now shipped from Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, I thought you had yours by
no,
now.
They sent me a thing saying that it is preparing to ship, and so I should have it by the end of next week.
But yeah, it's very cool. The Giganotosaurus looks really good. The Quetzalcoatl, his feet do kind of weird things with the posing in the bird mode. I'm not super a fan of. I was worried that this was going to be a very stiff and static bot, but actually he poses way better than I thought he was going to. We get some rotation of the wings here. He's actually got extra blades that pop off. That was a fun surprise. He does have like the circle hand here, which is annoying, but this is actually pretty good. And he's big. He definitely has a presence, and his colors are beautiful. And he does that weird trifecta human centipede mode that is very, very disconcerting to see in person because of the way the pterodactyl head kind of like it's disturbing. So don't do that if you get it. But fun figure. I would recommend that. So
can I give you my first impressions, having not had this in hand?
You got anything else to show? You just want to roll into that?
I got that was all I brought today. I might get out Motormaster later. Okay, I will say I've not had this in hand. I've been very unexcited about this. Like I know a lot of people have been very looking forward to this figure. But I will be perfectly honest in saying that I did not think that it was that big of an upgrade from this guy. Everyone's kind of standard Optimus Prime. Your was it Earthrise Optimus Prime?
Mm-hmm.
I love this figure. This is absolutely still to this day one of my favorite figures. I will say now, looking at these two side by side, I do like this a lot more. And he's got the weight, he's got the colors. Something about the proportions, like this one always looked correct, but now seeing him next to this now feels incorrect. He feels his legs feel too long, his waist feels too kind of sharp.
Mm-hmm.
There's the argument that we could talk about of Commander Class, but we've already kind of set that precedent with Rodimus, which is a figure I really enjoy. I will say, is $100 too much for this? Probably. But when they've already sold this at $50, and
he is bigger than Rodimus.
How does he's heavier than Rodimus too? Like weight wise, that's a big difference in weight.
Yeah.
Like he's got some heft.
Yeah.
And I like Rodimus. I got Rodimus for 80, which I think was.
I didn't pay full price for Rodimus.
I didn't pay full
That's
price for
why I
Rodimus.
haven't.
I
Because
think
again, and I had qualms with paying Commander price for Ultra Magnus, to be honest. I've got to come to terms with this is the world we live in.
Yeah, this is
That's
the world
what
we
it
live in.
is, So.
If I'm gonna compare him to the other commander classes, like the one you just had, I'm gonna compare it to the ones I have because I have every other one but the Megatron,
Magmatron.
Magmatron. He feels like he goes well with Rodimus and with Ultra Magnus. I think Ultra Magnus. I know a lot of people do not like that he does not have White Prime underneath. I am not one of those people. If you want a White Prime, they made that version. It's the Earthrise version. Now, is this a more impressive figure technically? Yes, absolutely, because the entire trailer folds up and becomes his entire body.
And
that
his
is
entire trailer is a box.
His entire trailer is a box. But at the same
You want a
time,
box? Do you want another gray box?
do you want another gray
Well,
box?
let me tell you about something that is
Oh, he's a gray
Commander
box.
Class Prime with a gray box. Oh, but his thing comes out
Yeah.
and it sticks on roller.
He does the thing.
He does the thing
he
that
does-
third-party companies started that
Yeah.
Hasbro steals from now. So
So, my only complaint that I can see with the trailer is I kind of wish there was some color
there
inside.
needs to be. I mean, that's my thing for like some Commander stuff. Just give me a little hit of paint.
I will
here.
say too that's also my complaint about I don't know how to open his
Because
chest.
I mean, let's be honest. Like Missing Link Prime was he was $30 more.
Yeah.
But part of that's got to be the packaging, the foam packaging and everything, and the new tooling on that. But like
And
they
the
put some
importing
paint-
and
they could
everything.
give us some paint in here, and yeah, it's.
Okay.
But he's not bad. Like I'll actually get into my true thoughts on that here in a second. So
So, my one major complaint besides the paint not in there is the paint not in his chest. And I know Evan said on stream that they couldn't do it because blah, 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 blah.
yeah, you can.
You can't. I don't care. I don't care. Fix the tooling. Change the tooling. You gave Ultra Magnus this absolutely gorgeous Matrix chamber. And if we're going to do this, and this is going to be your definitive 86 movie Optimus Prime, his Matrix chamber should look like it does in the most famous scene in that entire movie.
Or they could at least spray painted it silver.
They could have,
like
done,
Missing Link.
done something because there is a lot of really good detail in here that they've sculpted in that you can't see because it's all the same color. I do like the flap. I like this the little flap that comes down to cover it. That's nice. I like that this is opaque, so you don't just see the thing underneath. That's you can kind of have it both ways. I know, like this one is clear, and you can see the matrix, and that's also I like that in its own way. My one thing that I have about this, we don't do repaints of commander classes. We've done one repaint of a commander class, and that is Jetfire. He's got a shattered glass version. Are we gonna get repaints of this? Is there gonna be a Nemesis? Is there gonna be a Dead Prime? Is there gonna be what's the other one? Evil. The
Shattered
other
Glass.
Evil Prime. Shattered Glass Prime. Are we gonna do a purple one? Are we gonna do an Evangelion one? And if so, if so, here's what I hope. This is commander class price, right? Can we do Gen Selects? Now that we have a $20, we have a $10 price point, a $25 price point, a $35 price point, a $50 price point, and then we immediately jump to $100. If you gave me just this figure without the trailer, I would pay $70 for it.
I would pay Commander prices for it.
Without the trailer?
Yeah, or not Commander. I'm sorry, Leader. Maybe slightly above.
I would
Leader.
do above leader. I wouldn't
do
because
70.
if this is leader with the trailer, and we can grab another leader figure if you want to. What's a good example of a leader
Also,
figure?
let me just throw this in real quick. Also, I have a very skewed perspective on this, so I can't be fully partial because I've had like Magic Square, Optimus Prime for 2 years now that did all this.
Yeah.
So the novelty of this kind of doesn't like wash over me like it does everyone else. So it is a lot of the same twists and turns, to be honest. Actually, the way that the legs fold in and the wheels fold in is they're watching these other companies and seeing what they're doing.
Well, and you know
so,
what?
So I mean, I have like it's kind of hard for me to be completely,
But also,
completely impartial.
this is third
to
party,
it, so
and they have no budget.
Yeah.
They can do what they want.
this also cost $100.
That
So,
also, I was gonna say, yeah. If you're gonna cost $100, then it's like,
I'm just
and also people talk a lot about Hasbro stealing designs.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think they get to. They stole their IP. They
Well,
can
they
get to
stole
steal.
their IP.
You
I
can
get
get to
that.
steal designs from them. You can still design cubes.
I get that. So
Because
I-
it's either basically their workaround is Hasbro's like, we'll let you keep making third party, and then when you do something we like, we're gonna take it, and you're not gonna say anything about it. Otherwise, we can just shut your whole company down.
Yeah, I guess that's where I'm coming at with like so it's hard for me to be completely impartial because I guess because I've seen it before.
You've seen it before.
I mean I've literally seen this thing before. Now one thing I will say is pretty cool. They didn't have to do and they added in as extra is like the little side flaps here. So in the animation, the truck cab is all red, but when he turns to the robot, the sides have the gray stripe on them. Now you can see
He's
there.
got the
but
silver.
in this, so these fold up intentionally on each side, and then when he converts in truck mode, the entire cab becomes red. Like this is a special piece dedicated solely to making
The body look right.
making the accuracy of it. They even did fun things like so they've got the 4 little holes on the back of the head, the sculpting it
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
like the-
I mean, it's even on the Earthrise one
Yeah,
here
it's
too.
like
But it's
on
like
that one.
small little things that's fun that they did. I mean, he's a great figure. It just he didn't like super wow me, and I just don't like paying how much you have to pay for a commander class now. Just to be honest,
He didn't super wow me in photos, but having seen him now in real life compared to Earthrise, which is by and large, I would say most people's this is their definitive prime. You know, like this is their definitive G1 prime kind of thing.
Yeah.
This does feel like a good upgrade.
And I will say this too, like when I got him out, I was like, it did make me actually love the Earthrise Prime more as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
I still
I
love this
really
figure.
love the
I
Earthrise
love
Prime
this figure.
to the point like when I got this and got this color scheme, I was like, it kind of made me want that other pack that's got the Jazz and the Teletran in it.
Oh yeah, that
where
color.
It kind of made me want
I
to get
do
that,
also kinda
but
want
I do not want another toy color Jazz. I don't need a random Teletran, and I'm not going to pay for yet another Optimus Prime to go on the shelf of primes over here. So
But luckily there is a bump of chicken Optimus Prime that looks so dumb,
I want that.
and I don't need to buy it
I
because
want
it's
that
gonna be
s-
$50.
I want that. So there's no
You
way to
don't-
get it.
Is it sold out already?
No, well, it's a concert exclusive. You
No,
have,
they were gonna do a con. They were gonna do it limited.
they're doing a limited run.
Takara is. I don't
Okay,
know.
well,
I don't
if
know
you-
when
when-
that happens.
If you
but
see that, tell me because I've got to get it.
we got to
too,
get it because it's fantastic.
because it's like you said, it's dumb. I really want it though.
It
Like,
feels like the Linkin Park Soundwave to me, which is something I wish I had, but because I do love Linkin Park, OG Linkin Park, not new
Yeah.
Linkin Park. Let's not get into that. Was yours correctly assembled? I don't know. What's correct?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't
It
care.
doesn't
I don't-
matter.
I don't
It does
care.
not matter.
It doesn't. I'm not getting all up and all.
Who's gonna notice? Who's gonna see this and know that it's upside down?
You go back to all these things about the reason that matters, and it was like a drawing error from one piece of or control art they had years ago, and then it just kept going down the line. Do this, but it's like, man, I don't.
Oh, you got Scooja.
Being a fan of stuff can be exhausting sometimes.
Well,
and
okay,
like,
we can-
I'm just kind of like I don't.
I've got to the point where
It's weird. I'm like I don't care, but then I'm like
Yeah.
yeah, but this is. I don't.
the thing is, I care, but I don't care enough to argue about it.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
enjoy it. I don't want to
gonna
be negative. I
I'm
don't
not
want
going
to
to
just
be on the message boards of TFW and be
Yeah.
like, well, blackety black back burr burr burr. I'm like, I've got too many things to do in my life right now. Like
Yeah.
I can barely even do this.
I think we talk about Dr. Lockdown a little bit,
Yeah.
and he's very opinionated. His opinions are super strong, and that's the way he does reviews. And I even when I disagree with him wholeheartedly,
It's okay. Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's going to be the nitpicky one, and I'm glad that he's there to do it because I'm not.
Yeah.
Because
We respect Dr. Lockdown. If you ever watch our stream, we
he's-
respect what you do because you
Yeah.
get it all the way for everyone else. So we don't have to. Think
somebody's
about
going to take the heat.
it. In
and
the,
usually
in
it's
the
you.
collective unconscious of Transformer stuff that's annoying, you have chosen to be the Messiah who takes up the cross and bears it for us
Yeah.
all. So,
because you say the things that so many of us think and would get crucified for.
So-
But like, I'm so much more vibe based on how I feel about figures. I don't care about accuracy to a show or a comic or to a toy.
If I enjoy it,
I enjoy it
like this.
Yeah, I hate
this.
this movie.
I don't like anything about this movie at all,
No.
but I really, really love this thing.
Yeah,
it
and-
is fun. So-
And that's what's great about this is that even in something that is bad, which is this movie, something good can come out of it, and you
Exactly.
can find something to enjoy in the worst things. Like, and I also love in that movie where Galvatron, Megatron, who just blast him he gets teleported to Stonehenge. And then Anthony Hopkins character, and then he immediately gets just thrown like a rag doll.
I remember that scene vaguely because I saw it on something recently.
Yeah, it's like a meme. The
I have
TikTok has
seen
found
that
out
movie
that
once.
that's hilarious.
I think passively.
I made my wife watch all the live action ones, and they're so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, if you want something just ridiculous, they're great. Like, they're tech demo movies. They're not movie movies.
Yeah, we'll throw out a little. This has become like a Smash review, weirdly.
That's okay.
Robot or Kyle, you never heard of Dr. Lockdown? Yeah, man, he's way out there in the Transformers zeitgeist. He's part of the culture.
Dr. Lockdown is. I've had a few little conversations and some chats. He's a nice guy.
Steeljaw, got him too. He's okay.
He's fine.
He's not as good as I want him to be. I don't like that this has to come off to do something.
I
but
don't
you know
like
what?
that he's $10, but I like
but
him.
he's also really cute and fun. Yeah, I don't like these $10 either. Like he should have come with a ram horn and another tape for 10. We're past that era, so no use in that.
At least do it for
Like,
15. If they could do two
what-
tapes for 15.
What I want the Voltron repaint of this, like they did for the third party, because
Mm-hmm.
man, he is just begging for a Voltron repaint, and we are in the era of crossovers. Like
Let's see.
mad.
I will
Like,
say-
we are in crossover era, and we'll get to that here in just a second too.
My one complaint that I do have is, and I know why they can't do it, it's the paint. I wish the paint,
The
other side of this was painted, but this has to plug in where it would be painted, so you would just immediately chip that paint. So it's like, I get it. Is he great? No. Is he the perfect companion for your Studio Series Blaster and
Yes.
his other tapes? Absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
I'm really hoping that we get the rest of his tapes. Like, we're getting Ramhorn, I know.
I'm really hoping they don't release that in a pack where you have to get Ramhorn by buying yet another blaster. And
Or
surely they won't, 'cause,
Perceptor. They're going to put it with Perceptor.
so that's not a retro reissue. That's a
It's kind of up in the air still. All we know is that it's going to be Perceptor and Ramhorn and somebody else. One of the other tapes. I can't
you
think.
sent me that. I can't remember.
I can't remember. We got so many things.
Let's see. Okay,
Is this?
we got. Okay, we'll have a couple
of primes?
A couple of things. Well, okay, man. This is like I said. This is a prime stream. Grab that over there.
It is the 40th anniversary.
Yeah. So let's grab this. Let's grab that.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I finally bit the bullet and picked up a Target Prime.
I might when I leave here, I might be going by Target.
I haven't seen them around, man.
Well, not for this, but
No.
for the other one you're about to show.
I thought these would be like flush. Would be flush with these, but there's haven't been a ton of them around, to be honest. I saw like when he was first hitting shelves, like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
But
I
since
saw a
then,
couple. I think I
Not really. But I picked
Yeah.
them up on when they had a sale, and ended up getting. I think I did like a little like Instagram reel or a live stream moment of it for a second. But yeah, man, this thing's great. Knee Stuff did a little review. He did a Target review, which I was about.
Knee stuff is.
I was like, man, respect for bringing out the Target gummies.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah,
but he was just like, yeah, and this is the Target thing. But yeah,
if you guys haven't seen Knee Stuff, I know he follows you on Instagram, and I'm
he
jealous.
does, and I was
I'm
like,
so
oh,
jealous.
Man,
I'm
Knee
so
Stuff
jealous.
follows me. That made me kind of happy, and he likes my stuff quite
Yeah.
often. I'm like, thank you, Knee Stuff.
Knee
Like,
Stuff is fantastic.
I am definitely nowhere near in the world that you are, and I appreciate you liking us little guys. So.
Knee Stuff is another guy that does his reviews are very much for himself.
Yeah.
Like, he does reviews for things that you have never seen, you have never heard of, little finger puppets from Japan from gotcha machines that
Yeah.
are Beast Wars, and it's like, if you want some real niche Transformers stuff and other things, he does reviews on a couple other things, but I highly recommend Knee Stuff.
But yeah, I mean, this is the the Laser Prime we all know, just in a red deco. Bullseye.
On the trailer.
Bullseye is fun. Bullseye on the trailer's fun. And this whole packaging is great because it's like, it's Optimus.
It's got the target balls.
And it's got the target balls, and he's throwing one of the target balls for Bullseye to catch. It's just, this is one of those presentation pieces.
Yeah, I almost don't want to. If I got it, probably
makes
would
it fun. I did open it because Liam wanted to see Bullseye, and then I promptly put him right back in because then he stopped caring.
I got some figures that I'm very excited about. Just the packaging that we'll get into. Which do you want to get into? So, once we'll get through him, we'll get into news. News is coming.
Yeah, and then,
it's gonna be a lot of news.
Actually, I picked this up at a thrift store.
It fits surprisingly well. Yeah, actually.
No, I picked this up at a thrift store about 2 months ago, for $1, I think.
I am Optimus
But wait.
Prime.
No, I am Optimus Prime. It's a voice changing helmet. I was like,
I did not have this as a kid. My cousin had this as a kid. Back in 2008, 9, I think.
That microphone, you can pick it up from right here. It's, yeah.
And the fact that it still works, it's probably, it's at least 10 years old.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's like I said,
fun.
It's a Prime stream, just randomly, man, and so it sits there.
While I'm thinking about it, have you seen the pictures of the Matrix for the TF1 movie?
Yes, I have.
If you find one, please get me one, because I'm looking everywhere for one.
Are they on store shelves?
They're supposed to be, they're at Walmart, they're Walmart exclusives, they're in the entertainment center, like in the electronics area. You know, they have like, they'll have like the ones with like the Netflix stuff on it.
Yeah.
It's in that section. They also have a pack of stickers that's got the Megatronus sticker in it too. I really want the Matrixes to have on the shelf.
Okay, I'll start looking for that then. And then I picked this guy up too.
I also want this guy
mainly because they were it was Target. I guess it was a glitch in their Matrix or whatever because they had the Transformers on sale for like 20% off, and then there was like an extra coupon you could get like 15% off one toy purchase. And so I did that, and then I had $20 worth of Target points, and so I got this guy for $20, which honestly is kind of I feel all he's worth.
This is Power of the Prime's Optimus Prime.
And it's, I mean, he's okay, but he's not as good as I wanted. And I'll actually use this as a segue into news because this guy is the last time that we got Star Convoy from Takara Tomy. They restarted it, retooled this guy into Star Convoy, which, see what I did there? See what I was doing there? So...
Kyle's also looking for the Matrix, so we gotta. I've not seen Star Raiders. I've not seen the Matrix. Nothing. Our Walmarts are terrible. Yeah, the only thing I've seen at my Walmart lately is the Studio Series Reactive Bumblebee. That's the newest thing.
I saw him. I saw D16. Hold on, buddy.
I haven't seen D16 yet.
Let me move these over.
Is it Studio Series?
Studio Series. He came out. He comes. Kai, did you move? Kai.
I do want the Studio Series Megs just to go with the Studio Series Optimus. Because I do like, I don't love that Optimus. It's not a good toy. If you like TF1 and you want an Orion Pax and Optimus Prime, I would recommend the Blokies, and then I would recommend the big one that you're getting.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Who is this?
This is Mr. Lion.
Mr. Lion.
As big as Mr. Liam here. So.
Yeah, Mr. Lion, Mr. Liam on the stream.
So yeah, it's So the last Star Raiders are supposed commander class for next year. Or, I'm sorry, Star Convoy.
Star Convoy, yeah. Ooh.
So what's that gonna be?
I'm
sorry, not commander. Titan.
Titan class.
Titan class.
So there's the Takara Masterpiece. What's that? Optimus and Ultra Magnus. What's that version? You know what I'm talking about? They combine together and.
Oh, you're talking about the God Jinrai.
God Jinrai. Yeah.
You're talking about Jinrai, and then there's. Okay.
Yeah, there's too many.
So no, here's what confused me, and I didn't realize this when they first released it. What they did there, they released Jinrai, so just the truck, which is Power Master Optimus Prime. But then they released him with a trailer that he combines to become God Jinrai. I mean Super Jinrai.
Yeah.
Now this is God Bomber,
which
that combines with them to make God Jinrai, and they've just released. They're going to put them together.
No, they already have. It's already announced. They just don't have it.
I will most likely be getting that.
I will say if you're interested in that, it is going to be as much as the HasLab,
Oh, that's fine.
but at the same time, it's going to be as big as
It's
the HasLab.
no, that's honestly
It's a masterpiece.
For that, that's a very reasonable
Yeah.
thing, considering that the last time that we had a God Bomber was Power of the Primes, and that to get the Power of the Primes, Power
Yeah. We got
Power of the Primes, Power Master Prime, and to get God Bomber, which was a Japanese exclusive, to get them both, it's about $300 anyhow.
Yeah. So it's that's a great figure.
It'll be worth it in that realm of stuff. Also, God Bomber comes with his cab opens up and he comes with 3 little minifigures of the Headmaster Juniors.
Yes, and that's
so
great.
You get Cab, Shuta, and Minerva, and I'm all about little stuff like that.
If you get even if you get them separate or together, I don't know if there are going to be differences between getting them the 2 separate releases and the like combined release. I'm not. It's on the wiki, but there's not like a lot of information yet. But I think that's what we're getting for the Titan class. It's like this is going to be not a masterpiece because it won't have the metal and the diecast and blah 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 blah. But like I think that's what they're going for. That's the next evolution of Titan class, because it's like we can do big like you have Omega Supreme here. Omega Supreme's great. All the Titans across the board are very simplistic, like 20 steps max. Even if they have 2 or 3 modes, a lot of them come with like a deluxe figure or whatever. So I think if you're gonna do like he's gonna be as big as like a commander, but he's gonna have a whole bunch of extra stuff. So it's like it's gonna be hard to say if it's worth it until we see it. But I'm hoping that it's gonna be like that set of like you're getting a ton of stuff for what it is. It feels like it should have been a HasLab, but people complain about like HasLabs should be regular releases. So I think this is their test.
Solution.
This is their test. What if we take a Titan price point and we make what we would have made a HasLab? Because it's kind of a niche figure anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's like but that's what Titan class is anyway. Normal people are not buying Titan class figures. I have friends that are casual Transformers fans, and they might have like an Optimus Prime or a Bumblebee or this or that. They're not buying Titan class figures.
Yeah.
They think I'm a crazy person for buying Titan class figures, and most people are. So if that price point is already niche, not many people are willing to spend $200 on a toy. So you might as well make it more collector oriented anyway.
And let's be honest, like Tidal Wave was the last Titan. He is the smallest of all the Titans. He is the worst of all the Titans. Go back and look at our other streams.
He doesn't. He can't do the one thing he's supposed to do, which is to hold together.
Yep.
And if you can't
QC that out.
Yeah, if you can't like, it's one thing for like, let's talk about Trypticon. He's 10 years old. Those springs are worn out, and it might pop apart. You can fix it.
And they did multiple production runs of him.
Yeah.
So
and
they
fixed
fixed their mistake.
But with Tidal Wave, you can't find him, and if you can, he's gonna have QC issues. So I think if it's like Optimus Prime here, the Commander class. It's like at the end of the day, it's gonna make a lot of people angry, but you gotta buy based on whether you like it or not. And it's like, do I wish it was cheaper? Of course I do. I wish all of these were cheaper, but we don't have the luxury of them being cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, if the price point is a problem for you, then it's going to be a problem for you no matter what you collect.
Yeah.
And they do have cheaper options. That's what's great. It's like if you don't want that Commander Optimus Prime, well, you can still get this version of Optimus Prime for around 60, 70.
Yeah.
They did a reissue on them. So it's like, if you wanted to spend less and you still want to get a quality figure, great. You can still do that. If you want to get the toy version, they're doing that. It's $25 price point. It's like, it's even like the new TF1 movie. They have the mainline Optimus Prime, then the Studio Series Optimus Prime.
Yeah, the Prime Changers, the Studio Series, and then the big.
Yeah. So it's like if you get to pick and choose. We are very spoiled for options.
I see what you're saying there about the thought about the Titan class, because like I said, that was like he is Tidal Wave was $200. He's smaller, so I mean, even if this Optimus is as big as he is, like then.
But he's gonna be
then
more...
that works. But that's the thing. Like he's like, how big is he gonna be? And like I guess maybe he's just gonna have a huge base.
Yeah,
A gigantic base, and maybe he comes with a little hot rod or something. Maybe we're getting a new little hot rod tooling or something.
You know, a lot of these come with deluxes.
Or maybe the base is big enough that actually your Studio Series 86 hot rod will actually interchange with him.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get lights or sounds or something, because as the chat's been saying, they've been talking about Agent Knight, and and I've said something like, also let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you can do a licensed Pontiac car with lights and sounds for $60. That was my other thing, but then this Optimus Prime is $90. So I don't understand things. I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, so I don't know.
Do we have like a list of things we want to get to? Do you want to
have
some stuff pull up?
If I can pull this up.
I was gonna say, even if we can just pull up just to where we can see it, just so we know what, like, an order. But like I said, it's also still super early. We don't, like, it's a leak. It's probably a credible leak. Usually the Transformers leaks are pretty credible. It's not often we get a bunch of fake leaks, but it really will come down to what do you do with that $200 budget? Because I'm not super worried about like the size of it. More so, it's like, okay, if it's gonna be a smaller figure, does it justify that with accessories or transformation or complexity or parts count?
Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Yeah, exactly.
Does the ends justify the means?
Because it's like, all these Titans up here are definitely worth it, except for Tidal Wave. And I would argue the Nemesis. I don't think the Nemesis is worth it. But it is if you want the ship. If you want the actual Nemesis as a ship, then it's worth it. Okay,
here,
let's get into...
Let me flip this real quick. And
do you want to do the crossovers while we're thinking about it? We're talking about it because I got those.
I had that pulled up on I had that written down on an email. So yeah, I had a whole list of stuff. So wait a minute. I actually have photos of some of those. Just a second. Let me.
So we're talking about Agent Knight. Are you getting that one? I'm not. I'm not a huge Kit fan.
Yeah,
I never watched Knight Rider. Or I did, but not like religiously. I've never seen all of it. It's a great looking figure, and it's masterpiece scale, which is weird.
Yeah.
Is that the first time they've done that? Like a collab is a masterpiece scale. But the other one is the Monster Hunter crossover. That's Optimus Prime. It turns into a giant dragon.
Oh, okay. Let me get them pulled up here. Yep. There we go. All right. Can y'all see the?
Kind of move that a little bit, and we'll move down a bit. We'll take a look once it loads. Yeah. We got so many things trying to go at once.
Yeah, my laptop was not made for this. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Are y'all seeing us? Or are y'all seeing just? What is that seeing? Yeah. I want this.
Yeah, I got you.
Usually it lets me change slides by doing things, but for some reason it's not.
That's exactly. Yeah, you can see. It. Okay, so we got it here. Okay, so this guy, he looks crazy. He's not for me, but if you are a Monster Hunter fan, I think he looks sick.
I think he's super cool, and I kind of want him depending on how big he is, because if he's the size of AirRaiser, which is what this is from, which is amazing that this came from the AirRaiser tooling.
Yes, that's a great retool.
And so if it's a larger version, like I'm about it. It's pretty cool. I'm not a Monster Hunter person either, but it's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, it's definitely like also thanks, like Kyle. If you just want like. There are people who just love dragons and dinosaurs, and they're like that's just for them. Like, this is sick. This is like if you are a fan of like The Last Knight, where they do have a dragon transformer, this would be a great representation of that in your collection. But that's really all I have to say about it. He's not for me. He's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing some reviews on him. Not for me personally. Now the next one up, is for me personally.
So he would be something that if
you just found for cheap,
just for no other reason, then yeah. But and if he's bigger, like if he's smaller, I don't want him for what they're asking. So
yeah, and he might be because he's being the retool. They may have he's probably a bit taller.
Yeah,
it looks like the legs have maybe been extended. The next one up is very dear to me. I think it's
not that one.
It's
I clicked on the right thing.
Why you did.
Okay,
it's just taking it. You might want to exit out of one of the other.
Oh, okay.
We'll get there eventually. Next time we'll do it. Next time we can.
I have like I said, I was trying to do it with my regular computer, but
yeah. So this is the Naruto collaboration.
Hold on, let me exit this one.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So this is the Naruto collaboration. If you're not a fan of Naruto, it's mid '90s anime about ninjas. The main character Naruto has a demon fox spirit, the nine-tailed fox inside of him. That is what this turns into. It is the nine-tailed fox spirit. It features all 9 tails. Surprisingly, his name is Karuma. And then he turns into Naruto. The one on the right is a little frog guy, and there's a couple different frogs. I think that's Kuji. I think that's his name. I can't remember. There's a bunch of different frogs, and he's like the smaller one. But I love that they even put the scroll in his mouth, like he shows up with. Also, that's definitely going to be recolored into Spitor, which is
our diver, as he was.
And I really thought this was a retool of Rat Trap at first when I saw it.
But it's all new.
But it looks like it's all new.
Also, I think the fox is going to be more on the size of the Tigatron mold instead of the Cheetor mold. Yeah. So it is a little bit bigger. So
it's a Voyager and
like a core.
Like a core.
So for like 50. So
yeah,
not terrible.
But with extra accessories.
With a bunch of extra accessories.
Do we have a picture of them in the robot modes? Or was this before? I was gonna say this was the first leaked.
Yeah, I've got him. I've got the robot modes here too.
I don't need either of these. Now, if I see the dragon at Ross, I'll get it because it's absolutely.
Yeah.
So, the packaging for this Naruto one is beautiful, and I pre-ordered it, and I'm very. I don't know if I'm gonna open it. I will, but I may display it in the package, which is something I don't do very often.
Yeah.
Because it ends up being the scroll. Because in the show, so he's got the scroll on the side there, and so he turns into Naruto, and he has his signature move, which is called Rasengan, which is like a giant spinning orb. So the fact that they included that as
disc.
Yeah, they include that as a. Also, they can usually walk on water, which is what I think the shoe pieces are meant to signify. They got some kunais, which is great. That's some cool weapons you could use for your other figures. The robot mode on the little guy is definitely just going to be Spitor because he's not based on anything.
Yeah.
But the box, so Naruto can summon the frogs. They have animals that they can summon. They open up a scroll. They basically they bite their thumb and there's blood, and they use that to summon the creature, and that scroll is what he uses to summon the frog, which I think is fantastic. That's cool. They really took the time to make everything like the Target ones. They really went the extra mile on the packaging, which I appreciate. But good accessories. He's $54.99. He's available pre-order on Pulse right now. And if I think he looks good. He could have looked ugly. The face is It's hard to do human faces on robots, but I think they found a happy medium.
Yeah.
All right. Both of these are past. Yeah. Well, that's the thing about crossovers. Is if you don't really care about what they're crossing over with, with some exceptions, I didn't care about the what's the Stranger Things crossover. I don't really care about Stranger Things, but I do love that pizza truck.
Yeah, that truck's pretty cool. I never picked it up.
I wish I had.
Yeah,
but
fairly certain Lee did get that. But that's one of their, because I dropped off that after a while.
I only ever watched the first season.
But I can respect it if the way that our brands need to survive, don't touch that, are by crossing over with everything, which seems to be what's happening.
I love brands partnering with other brands.
Yeah, I like when brands do a thing with a brand and then become a new brand. And but hey,
you know what? I'm a sucker for it. I bought the Coca-Cola Oreos. They're fine.
I was wondering how those were. Did you buy the
Coke
the
Oreo?
Yeah,
it's bad.
The Coke Oreo flavor.
It's really bad. The Oreos themselves are fine. They're they have little popping candy, and then they're just mostly taste like Oreos.
These are pretty cool, and we won't spend a ton of time on them. But I
pre-ordered both.
So these are just reissues of.
I did see that someone said that B has a new head.
Yes, the head is slightly different than the original. He does have the full silver face, which is cool.
Close enough. Welcome back, Classics Bumblebee. He needs his little trailer with a Sea-Doo on it.
Which way you going, buddy?
Because he's a little plain, but also the people have pointed out, why didn't you use the '86 version? This was probably in development before that. was even done.
And I mean, this is the
Also, they can do it again.
and this is the Volkswagen. The only way this, I mean, well, they did Target, but now it's back. I don't know. I'm for this. I just like this packaging.
A lot of people missed out on that particular version of B,
Yeah.
and this is just a good new way to get it.
And
I kind of hope they do another one, maybe with the actual toy head.
I do wish that he had a. Oh, dang it! I closed out the wrong one. I do wish that he had a gun. Oh, he does, but it's the silver thing. I wish he had like his gun instead of that.
Yeah, like his actual G1 gun.
And then we'll just pop up the gears real quick.
Lee, I've also been tempted to keep those in the package. We just had Gears pulled up. Gears is also good. I love his toy face, and I like his colors. I think I might like him more than the regular version.
I do like him more than the regular version. I like his face. I like his coloring better. They even painted his little gun silver.
Oh, that's nice.
So as soon as it pulls up,
yeah, I know. And leaks have said that we're getting Brawn with the toy face, which is good, and Sea Spray. Now, my thing about Sea Spray is I kind of hope it's not true that it's Sea Spray, just because I would hate for him to be a Walmart exclusive.
Yep.
We just did Cosmos. Let's not do this again.
It very well could happen. If they have the contract to do it, then that is what they will do.
Now, I'm hoping, and this so far it seems like it's possible that it might not be exclusive, or it may be exclusive for so long. So like if you missed out on Cosmos, he's getting re-released. Yeah. So it's entirely possible that they stick Sea Spray in here, and then we get a slightly different redeco of him like a year later.
Yeah.
If you're interested in these, I pre-ordered mine through Pulse. I'm not sure if they're still available on Pulse.
They were the other day.
Yeah.
They sold out on Walmart, but I think they popped back up.
We did miss one crossover. I just thought about that. We missed the Star Wars crossover.
Oh yeah, wait. I thought I had him on here. There's Monster. There's the car. Oh man.
That's okay. It's the Mandalorian. He turns into his Naboo starfighter. He was available on Pulse, and only available on Pulse at the moment. I think he's getting a normal release because I meant if I had time I was gonna stop at GameStop on my way here and see if he was up for pre-order. He should be getting a normal release. Most crossover figures get normal releases, like from specialty retailers. God, I can't talk.
Okay. I don't know what's happening here. I've lost all my files. I'm losing my mind here apparently too. Anyway, we're just gonna let's get rid of this thing here. Okay, we'll just go back.
So he turns into the Naboo starfighter. His cape becomes a flight stand,
which is a cool thing, and the base of it becomes a shield.
Yeah, he's got his blaster. He's got his rifle. He's got his helmet. He's everything I'd want him to be for a Star Wars crossover figure. Kyle said he was able to pre-order it from Walmart, so that's great. He sold out twice on Pulse already.
I think he needs a little Grogu to go in the little back cockpit.
They need a core class Grogu that turns into his little pod that he rides around in.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess
that would be good. Just an egg that turns into a little green monster.
They used to do that. They used to put little figures in those crossover vehicles.
I have my Han Solo and Chewbacca from. I had they transformed into the Millennium Falcon.
I have the Death Star.
I would love to get the Millennium Falcon one again. There's some. I don't know if they still have them at Sasquatch. He had some sealed ones. I don't know if those are still there. He had one that was Commander Cody that I wanted.
I haven't been in his Star Wars room in a minute. Also, we're going to work on something with them.
Yes, definitely. We need to
do a
live stream. Maybe do a live stream there.
Well, Ben said a couple times that we could, and as you can see, I'm working on something for them now.
Yes.
So,
that is a great local store that local comic shop that we frequent very often. The owners are very kind.
Mm-hmm.
They're very nice, and we try and help them out whenever we can, whenever they get Transformers stuff, because they get a lot of stuff, and
they get a lot.
They get a lot of stuff.
They have a lot of stuff, and by stuff I mean a lot of everything.
Anything you can imagine.
Speaking of brands, do you like brands, Kyle and Lee? Skeleton Warriors. What I say? They just got in a bunch of Exo Squad stuff in the box the other day.
G.I. Joe, Star Wars, pop figures,
tons of G.I.
comics,
Joes,
everything.
All kinds of comics. I mean,
Lego.
I think I've seen Toxic Avenger figures in there. Old Toy Biz, Spider-Man, old Kenner Batman carded. Literally everything. If you were a kid from like 1980 to
Now.
1998, the golden era of what I
Yeah.
feel like toys were, and you can think of a show, then they have something. There's some random Silverhawks floating around in there. I haven't seen anything from Jason the Wheeled Warriors. I think I'm talking like some really weird back in the back obscure junk here. They had a 1980 pre-barcode Diaclone Robot X, I think. The only listing on eBay was like $3,000 or something.
Yeah,
for
they
this
got
thing.
some really
There's a
niche-
lot of just weird random stuff in there, and it's like the first time I stepped in, I was like, carded Jurassic Park original dinosaurs, stuff like from when I very cool stuff. Very cool stuff.
It's a real hidden gem that
Yeah.
we have, and it's they're expanding all the time. And I did see that they want to talk about selling online, so if that becomes a thing, we'll definitely mention that.
I'm working on something. I'm working on something with them with
But
some Transformers
you know,
stuff.
back to the news. We'll go back to our list. I have some stuff here. If you want me to just rattle something off.
Yeah, just pull the list up, man, because my thing is not loading correctly.
We talked about the Titan class, so let's go ahead and talk about Scorponok's getting a reissue. He's up now, I believe. So if you've missed out on Scorponok the first time, he is probably easily in the top. I don't even remember what we rated him on that list. But he's A tier, B tier.
Yeah,
he's definitely higher
Where we
on the
rating
list.
him at, y'all?
We should probably remember that. We talked about it so much.
for like 4 hours.
Yeah, but no, Scorponok's great. If you like headmasters, if you like giant scorpions, if you like,
I think the only thing that probably if you put all these things on one list together, I think it can kind of skew where you can rate some. But I think in a vacuum, if you look at them by themselves, I'm like, man, Scorponok is an amazing figure. But then I go pick up my Metroplex. It's the oldest. I'm like, dude, this thing is the most awesome of them all.
Yeah.
So it's like, no matter, it
There's
depends
bias.
on what day it is and which one you pick up.
yeah. But
But that being said, it is a great figure. It's now
he sells for around 250 to 300, so getting him at retail is going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm also hoping that those third-party companies that did upgrade kits will also do reruns
that's
on
what
their
I'm
upgrades.
more excited about is
Yeah.
them doing another run of the upgrade kit, so I can get them for a reasonable price. now.
Exactly, because some of those, the upgrade kits cost more than Scorponok at this point. I've seen some with upgrade kits go for $500 just because they did 4 different upgrade kits to give him his gun, his mask, all his accessories that he didn't come with, to make him more toy accurate, not really show accurate. But Scorponok's a great figure, definitely just worth mentioning because he's fun. Let's see.
Also, real quick, these wheels look rubber, but they're not, and I wish they were. So
I do
just
like that
this-
he's got the little space in there to put his blast effects, kind of like Rodimus does.
Yeah, that does fold down too, and so it's got. That's the other thing.
At least there's a spot for these.
I could have done without these. They could have painted the inside of the truck instead of giving me those.
Yeah.
I don't need that one scene of the movie from this.
Well,
for
and
this.
didn't we
personally.
used to do
if I want one scene from a movie, I want the inside of his chest painted.
exactly?
How about that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, and while he's pulling this up, I'll say guys, if we can work something out with our shop. At some point, we'll
I would love to just do a
definitely-
live stream from in one of their rooms. If we could do a live stream in front of their giant
I'm
third-party
gonna-
section?
I'm gonna talk to Ben about it. It's. I told him that we were doing this, and he said several times. It's like, yeah, do it from the store, and I'm like, I want to do that. My life has been extremely busy.
Yeah,
and I'm like, the thought of getting all this up there.
just doing
and
this
setting it
today
up.
was a lot to get to.
Yeah, there's a lot more preparation that goes into this stuff than you think. But yeah, that's the ultimate goal. The goal is to one day do one from there. Especially since they said we could, and you may just see people wandering in and out in the background.
It'd be fun to
because it's an active
just
store.
drag people in if we wanted to.
Yeah, but they've got some stuff, and
You want to
Anyway.
touch on the missing link stuff real quick?
Yeah, because I actually had a slide of Sunstreaker pulled up. So
We'll start with Sunstreaker.
Sunstreaker,
Not who I was expecting. I wasn't
No.
of the if we were gonna do more missing link, we did Prime, and then we went to Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper. Those felt like the natural ones. I was not expecting Sunstreaker to be the next one up, but I'm pleasantly surprised with it. He looks good.
I'm surprised that they didn't go with a Decepticon for their next one.
They haven't done a Decepticon
No,
yet.
I'm surprised they didn't go for a Soundwave or they didn't go for a Starscream.
You know they're doing a Soundwave.
Instead, well, of course. Instead of going for Sunstreaker, seems like a weird, like offshoot. Now they're
I
now
wonder
you're opening this tooling up to a bunch of different Countaches.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
So-
probably the best thing is like, okay, if we do Sunstreaker, that's an easy one to make other ones, because like with Optimus Prime, it's like they did Sentinel Prime, which is just he's not Sentinel Prime, he's just the truck that Teletran scans,
Yeah.
and it's like that's fun, but also like that's incredibly niche, but
But he looks cool.
it does look cool.
I mean,
But the one that I'm most excited for, which I think I don't know if you're as excited for me as I am, but the RC, we're getting a G1 RC based on the concept. I don't even know if you call that Missing Link, because it's a figure that never happened.
now we're doing concept art G1.
I mean, why not? We got concept art B movie Megatron. I saw someone talk about this the other day, and they were like. Someone was like, "Oh, they should do the train from the '86 movie."
They've been saying that for a minute.
Well, but people are like, they'll never do it because there's no real art of it, and I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. They can make whatever they
they'll
want.
make up art for it.
They'll make up art. Like people are like, oh, it didn't have real artwork made for it. And I'm like, has that ever stopped them ever?
Is there one artwork of it?
There's one concept
if
art
there
of it,
is-
and that's it. That's all you
There's
need.
one artwork of it. That's all the artwork
Yeah.
that needs to artwork.
The-
And that will do it.
It doesn't matter if there's artwork. Just if they think they can make it and it'll sell, they'll make it. Like that's the only criteria. People kind of get blinded on that of like the only criteria for them to make anything
Money.
is money. Like I love Evan and the rest of the design team.
They care.
They care a lot and they know what people like, but they are constantly fighting the powers that be to make the things that they make and as good as they do. So we really are spoiled for the design team that they care as much as they do. That being said, RC concept art, incredible. Love it. Give me both versions. Give me the one in the concept art colors. Give me one in the movie colors.
Yeah, the original or the
Yeah.
movie colors. Yeah, and I would be about that too. If for no other reason, just to have a G1 RC.
Yeah,
to
just-
finally have a G1 RC, which
The
fair,
figure that should have been made that just didn't, because they didn't think it would sell, because the person at the time said little kids, that boys that buy Transformers don't want a female Transformer. It's just like how close-minded.
It's okay.
And it's like,
Well,
you know.
but let's be fair. This was the 1980s, and they were probably right.
I mean,
It-
but we'll
we're-
never know.
but we're-
Because they had
'cause-
female G.I. Joe characters.
We're looking at the. That's true.
I was gonna say, you had female, like, the idea that a female robot was gonna be the end-all, be-all of, like, breaking it was kind of dumb.
Now I'm like all that to say, like, I don't think that it would. They shouldn't have not made it, but I mean I can see.
But you
Um,
you made the entire of the rest of the cast, except for RC and Unicron, and Unicron was for budget.
And we may get a Unicron.
And we might get a Unicron, which is what I'm hoping for.
might get a
Give
Unicron.
me, I mean, how much would Unicron be is my question, because if Missing Link Prime cost $120,
120. I mean, I could see because I mean he's not going to be that big.
no, but if
So.
it's all new tooling, I would guess I would
but
guess
I
Titan
think-
class.
I bet they're going
I would guess 200.
back, but they can find one of those and like scan it and
Yeah,
model it, and that's not a hard tooling, man.
No, he's just a ball.
It's just a ball that like literally wraps around itself. So
So what else we got? We did the Walmart reissues. We did. Do you want to get into like what is it? Age of Prime. What is the news? What's replacing Legacy?
the Age of the Prime.
Age of the Prime,
something like
which sounds weird, but whatever. They've even talked about how like they don't really consider. Like, it's just going to be Legacy continued for the most part, but they got to change their name every year for licensing and marketing and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Do you want to pull that list up? I got a little bit
So,
right
yeah,
here.
my this laptop isn't. It is not made for what we're doing right here.
No,
I put us a bigger screen so we could actually see the chat and stuff better and put it in front of us now, but I think the extra monitor is like taxing it.
That's okay. I can pull up. So let's do Studio Series. These are going to be some of the Target exclusives that we were talking about. So first off, we got Transformers Devastation. We just had Transformers Generation Bullseye. That's the one we just talked about. This is a little bit older list. We got Devastation Deluxe Sideswipe coming.
So Bullseye is what they are calling the Target line now. That's the moniker
yeah.
for all the Target line
Yeah.
stuff. If you see Bullseye now, instead of being Buzzworthy Bumblebee,
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's-
Bullseye,
yeah.
which is good. So I don't really care about the Devastation figures myself, but we're getting Sideswipe and we're getting Wheeljack. If you like those figures, great. You're gonna be excited.
you're going to get them again in probably like a cell shaded version.
Yeah, and you're gonna, if that's your thing, then absolutely. We're also getting a Gen Selects. This is Transformers Generation Studio Series. This is going to be what is it? It's it is War for Cybertron Optimus variant, whatever that means. Probably a recolor, retool slightly, maybe, and one for Megatron as well. They're get maybe a 2-pack, maybe slightly different recolors.
So it's either going to be the black Megatron, or it could be like this version of Optimus, where they just give him a little bit slightly more saturated color and put a little blue on him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Once again, not like I like the games. The games are great, but the toys are
the games
just,
are great. Actually, I love this guy, but
that one is great. I love the
original one.
The design of this is so good. The collaborative one that has not been shown yet is the Sonic collab. We're getting a Sonic collab.
That's
Who knows
gonna-
what that's going to be?
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting.
I
what
would-
is it? He turns
Well,
into
Sonic does have Sonic has a car, so I think he turns into. I think it'd be Sonic and he turns into his car,
Okay.
and then maybe you do Dr. Eggman and he turns into one of his like weird robot mech.
Maybe that's
Machines.
all. I don't know. That one's confusing to me.
Pulse 2020 Hasbro Pulse exclusives. These are possibly Comic-Con exclusives for next year. The Heart of Steel, Bumblebee and Optimus.
I would be about that. The Heart of
All
Steel
about
stuff
those.
is pretty cool. Like I like that concept of what if Transformers in 1800s. So they're basically just all trains,
Yeah.
except like Starscream's. a
Give
weird-
me
a
the
weird vibe
Insecticons.
thing.
Give
So,
me the Insecticon train cars. Those are
yeah.
great.
So that's a pretty cool concept. Is this the Jetfire with
this
this is the one I will get the Void Rivals.
Void Rivals.
Yeah, that's
Jetfire with Derek and Celia.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100%. I don't care. I don't care if it's $200. I don't care what you want to
I
check.
just wonder what they're gonna do for that.
Is it just gonna be a recolor of Jetfire? Because he is just G1 Jetfire, so you could kind of just do him in a new deco, and I wouldn't be mad at it. I'd be a little disappointed.
Slightly different head,
Give me a little bit of if they give me a new head and some slightly new tooling, I'll be happy.
way whiter colors, not as much CG stuff on it, and I could see it being
Yeah.
that.
Like, I think you give him a little bit of a facelift and he'll be solid. Because they're definitely going to keep, like, the Autobot Decepticon because he, like, crashes the Decepticon and he's, like... Because the whole idea is that, like, he changed his mind at that point. So, yeah, Hearts of Steel. I really wish I had the third-party Hearts of Steel Bumblebee. I keep looking at that one, but he's a little expensive these days.
Yeah.
He's in that, like, $60 range, and I'm like, if
Yeah.
I get it for, like, 40 maybe. So, Amazon. This is going to be... it's going to be their capsule series. This is going to be Mayhem versus Wreckers. So we had Mayhem this year, and we had Wreckers the year before. So we have, what is it, Deluxe Iron Fist?
Let's do it again.
So we got Deluxe Iron Fist, who's going to be a Hound partial, which makes sense because of what Iron Fist looks like.
Yeah.
He's just a little Jeep guy. And then we have Carnavac. Who knows what Carnavac's going to be a retool of. I would almost guess, if I was really guessing, I would say, where is he at? Weird Wolf retool. For Carnavac, if I had to guess. And the other one is going to be... Yeah, it says Weird Wolf partial. I'm already there. The other set for that one is going to be a deluxe Spinister, so possibly just a straight-up reissue of Spinister because he's very popular and, he's kind of expensive now.
That'll give him a recolor.
But it's also entirely possible that it's not Spinister and it's the other one. What's the one that they did the Gen Select sub that's really expensive?
Rotorstorm?
Rotorstorm. It's entirely possible that that's Rotorstorm and not Spinister in that pack. And it comes with Twin Twist. But I'm guessing it's going to be Spinister because it kind of seems like they're doing one of each. So we are getting Twin Twist to go with Top Spin, which is great. It's going to be the Diaclone colors, I assume, because they just did
I would think it'd be the Diaclone colors.
And that's fine. That's just a cheaper way to get those molds in your collection.
If you want, and they're good molds. They're also like weird. It's weird how like big. Oh, I put them up there. How like big those are for like deluxes compared to like stuff nowadays. Which actually, hop down real fast, buddy. Oh, watch your feet down there. I did get a couple other ones too. Picked up.
Well, oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to put those in the acquisition. Slugslinger and Slugslinger, Blowpipe is the target master, and oh crap, what's his name? This is Slugslinger. This is I always forget this guy's name. And yeah, these are pretty cool too.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't collect during this line because I probably would have bought every single one.
I need one more of these guys so I can have all of these guys to go with Scorponok. So
okay. I know we're kind of like lightning through with these, but some of these we don't have pictures. We don't have like a lot to go fully off of yet. So we'll talk about these more in depth when we actually have like real images of them.
we take this back down to Mommy.
Because a lot of these are still like these are we're 10 months away from some of these figures, at least. So we got the Walmart capsule line, which is going to be Cybertron. So excited! I'm going to buy every single one. Like you bought it, like you're buying all the Star Raiders. I'm buying all of these.
I think I've softened on buying all this. I just want that one pack. I want the leader class pack, and that's.
I want Cannonball.
And I mean, I want Fields because I think she looks cool, and Cannonball looks cool. But I'm like, man,
I should have brought Ferric.
I may just. I don't have. I want Ferric. I want him.
I should have brought him.
I want Ferric. He looks good.
I stole Scrap Hook's hook, and you can because he's the Cyclonus mold. Yeah. You can put the hand in, just put the hook in. Perfect. It gives him that piratey look.
But there's also just like, man, it's just so many, too many, and just
Ferric is great because
can't.
It's because Cyclonus mold is great.
Yeah.
Also, they did some retooling, and I like more retooling than I expected.
Retool the wings, retool the face, retool the front.
Yeah.
A lot of retooling for that.
So the cap for the is called what is it? Walmart Castle will be Galaxy Force Cybertron themed. The leader is unknown at the moment. I'm hoping it's Megs.
Car.
Yeah, Megs. Wait. Well, he's a triple changer. He's a jet and a car.
So Cybertron.
Yeah,
that's Jet Car. Yeah, because that's when he also his arms come off and we put Leo Breaker on.
Leo Breaker on. I guess.
Nemesis Breaker. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, I haven't. Oh, man.
There's a lot of versions of Megs and Optimus. You gotta remember what's like I said, that doesn't have a name yet. It's entirely possible that it's just Optimus Prime, that Cybertron Optimus Prime we did again. Maybe just re-release him, give him a better deco. Who's to say? Give him a Cyber Planet key, do some slight retooling.
Yeah, I mean, they've already done him.
Yeah. And I have him. He's great
from that Magnus mold. So, but would they do him again, or what? Who?
Yeah.
Because if it's Galaxy Force, you gotta have. So that's a line where you do have a defined Megatron and defined Optimus.
They are very
because they've been so they did. This was Star Raiders. The last one was the Toxitron. Before that, it was the Speedia 500. All those are just made up things. In a way, well, Star Raiders isn't, but all those are. None of those have a Prime Optimus in it.
Yeah. This is the only one that like has
a Galaxy Force thing. So what are we getting? Are we getting the Leo Breaker? Are we getting that Galaxy Optimus? Are we getting the Megatron?
You want to know? I love all those figures, but you know what?
Who's the Super Country guy in it?
There's Scattershot. There's Thundercracker.
Scattershot, Super Country in it.
Yeah, he's Super Country, and so is Thundercracker.
Was he voiced by Scott McNeil? He was.
But this is
Trigger Happy. Yeah.
This is silly, but I would be really happy because we got Metroplex. Is to do the other. There's only 3 that they show from Giganta, whatever the planet name is. But it's Metroplex, it's Minosaur, and it is Quick Mix. And I would love if they did Quick Mix. Because you could do Quick Mix.
What are they going to make him from, though?
Whatever you're going to make the Devastator out of, because you got to do a mixing truck anyway, so might as well. I'm going to... Let's see, what else we got? We have... the Voyager for that one is going to be Skywarp. So just straight recolor of Starscream. Because what's weird about that is Skywarp has 2 versions.
But say, is that not the skinny Skywarp with the big missile hand?
No. So they did Skywarp.
That was Thundercracker.
Thundercracker. Yeah. There is a recolor of Thundercracker that is Skywarp, but there's also a recolor of Starscream that is Skywarp. So Skywarp has 2 different versions in Cybertron because he's not in the show. These are only toy versions.
Yeah.
So we're getting a recolor of Hotshot into Excellion. Hotshot. Think of Hot Rod colored Hotshot. That's what it is.
Yep, that's what he was going to be.
So we also have Sideways. Who turns into a Cybertron ship. There's who's to say what he's going to be retooled out of? There's a million things you could really kind of pull for him, but also he's kind of unique in his design. If they did do
He
him,
is very bat-like,
I
which
think
is why he got recolored into rat.
yeah, I think if you I was going to say, well, if you're going to go that route, they might even retool, like heavily retool.
You think they retool the Senator Rat Bat
They might. Who's to say?
again?
Well, okay. If the other ones, we don't know what the leader is. The leader's probably going to be a new mold. The Voyager is not a new mold. It's a recolor.
But when
So it wouldn't be crazy to think that the deluxe gets at least one new mold and that's it.
all right, so hold on. Let's flash this back for a Walmart exclusive line though. What have we gotten from them that has been
Cosmos.
all new molds
Cosmos?
aside from Cosmos?
Now I'm blanking on every Walmart line that's ever existed. Bumblebee.
Toxitron. All those were recolors.
I was thinking Netflix line. We got Bumblebee, Volkswagen.
Netflix line, but that was in with Netflix. That wasn't.
That's
Like,
still a
that
Walmart
wasn't like a.
exclusive line.
I mean, it's a Walmart exclusive, but it wasn't like a capsule like these like themed capsules have been.
They did do a Walmart Netflix capsule too.
Yeah.
That's. I don't know if there's any new molds in that though. I think those
it
are
was,
all
it was like the
recolors.
DCS drone. It was the blue side swipe, or deep cover.
But if you think, but here's my thing.
I'm just trying to think like what, and even in the leader class on this, it is it is a Voyager with a bunch of retool pieces, a tape that's recolored, and then a rock dude with a new tool head and color scheme. So that's where I'm like Cannonball is off of something that he's heavily retooled, but he's off of mold. Filch is off of a mold.
Well, okay, so we're getting that's the other one that I meant to. We're getting Red Alert in that one because we've got Cannonball, which is really weird that you did it in reverse order, but whatever. Here's where I think that he has the potential to be a new mold because you have to do nothing to Cannonball. He's just a recolor. You have to do nothing to Skywarp. He's just a recolor. Mm-hmm. This new line that we're talking about, the Star Raiders, those all are retools of some sort for the most part. I think there's maybe one that's just
a recolor. Yeah, Road Pig is a recolor with a new head.
So, but like you don't have to do anything to Skywarp. You don't have to do anything. So you have that if you
you're only recoloring hot shot.
Yeah, so those are 3 just straight recolors with new tooling.
No new tooling you're doing.
So you have that budget to allocate.
Yeah, I can.
Overdrive. We got Overdrive in the last Override
in Speedia.
In Speedia, but it's entirely possible that she's got 2 color schemes. There's a toy color. You could do another just re-release of her in a new color.
I'm really surprised that. Yeah, that's. Yeah, Speedia got 2 new molds.
Yeah,
it's very surprising.
So, and it would make sense to
but
stick
that
her
makes
in.
Sense. Everything else was a straight recolor.
Yeah.
Well, no, the blur had new tooling, but everything was pretty much just recolor.
Yeah. So if you're gonna you have the budget is what I'm saying. I don't know how they because they work out budgets for whole lines.
Yeah.
So if that leaves that either the whatever the leader is probably either going to be a new mold, or I think it's probably going to be a retool of something else more than likely, and then the deluxe will be brand new, and you'll do a new sideways, and then you can turn that sideways into Senator Ratbat if you wanted to. You can turn that sideways into Soundwave if you wanted to, because they're very similar because they're supposed to be brothers in that one.
Yeah.
And then you can turn that Soundwave into Blaster. So if you want to talk about a mold with potential for retools, that's where I would go. Now, obviously, we're a year away from this. We'll know more as we get to it.
So. We'll know more in the next 4 months.
Yeah.
When something leaks.
Something leaks. That's all I got on this list. I know you had a list of...
We need to get this first line out at stores.
Yeah.
Please.
Which is...
Like,
I looked
I didn't
from last
pre-order
year.
any of these because I'm like, oh, these are going to go to Walmart so Walmart has to get them. But it's just like
they just haven't showed up. Just Ferric. We found Ferric and nothing else.
Yeah.
But
I did find Motor Master the other day.
Well, yeah, but he's just.
I mean, he's mainline.
He's mainline. So do you want to pull up you have the Age of Primes over here. You got a list. You just want to pull it up. We don't have to put it on here. We can just talk through the list.
If I can get it to pull up.
But yeah, that's that line. Very excited for it. Very absolutely gonna get all of those because, like I said, I got to get all the Cybertron toys. So if you're gonna make new Cybertron toys,
you got to get the new versions.
I got to get the new
Cybertron
versions.
Toys.
Which, you got. I saw him over there. What's Vector Prime? What do you think of Vector Prime?
Dude, he's great.
You think so? We're getting Vector Prime again next year. Do you think he's going to be different, or you think he's just going to be that in a new color scheme?
Oh, man, what if they bring him out and they give him the Minicon and that's what they do different, and they change this color scheme a little bit
I wouldn't be mad at that
to make him closer to, because I think he's really cool.
because he's also got there's 3 different colors of that figure, and one is like the brown version. So we got the magenta and silver one, but there's also a brown version that I really like. I think you could give us the brown version, give him his Minicon, and call it a day.
I think that Vector Prime, he looks really cool. Now, that's a good mold.
It's the G-Axis mold.
The G-Axis mold is a great mold, I think. And I think that's a really good, like, very expressive posing, and I love the colors. I think it's just something
the
about
opening hands,
the colors, just
the
do
sword,
it. The sword is
key.
really awesome. I think.
I still am a little mad that they kept his little clips for the stupid wings from Jack.
Yeah, for his,
you couldn't get rid of those,
wings,
really? You couldn't just smooth that out, but
well, they couldn't take it off 5 different versions of Soundwave, those stupid little skid things.
Yeah,
so.
and even the new one. The
new one that I have one of over at our mysterious benefactor's house. So
okay, so we got the list over
here.
Yeah,
this isn't the prime list. This is the list you just went through.
Well, this is a slightly different. We got some more stuff on here.
I don't know. Sideswipe, Wheeljack, Silverbolt. We didn't talk about.
Oh yeah, Silverbolt is the commander for.
It's for
mainline. Mainline. Because we're getting Commander Star Convoy for what is it? The Titan class. So yeah, Silverbolt. I assume he's gonna be all new tooling.
Silverbolt's gonna be mainline. So now we're gonna have
2 combiners next year.
2 combiners, 1 mainline and one studio series.
And I guess we can talk about. So,
oh god.
Yeah. So Silverbolt is. I'm very much looking forward to the aerial bots. I like the aerial bots a lot. I'm always excited for a Autobot combining team and Autobot jets. Like we don't get a lot of those, and it's just both. We don't have a lot of
had an Autobot combining team
since Combiner Wars.
Yeah, it's been Combiner Wars. When everything was a combiner.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Do we think he's going to be like the skeleton, like Minotaur, or do we think he's going to be different?
I'm not sure. I would think that he is. Also, I think he's going to do like this kind of weird triple change thing where he becomes a base himself for other things to kind of land on, supposedly.
Well, yeah, because all of the original ones had base modes. Yeah, he did too.
So
because the shop by my house actually has most of an original G1
Silverbolt
aerial bots. What's the combiner actual name?
Superion.
And he all of those came with like an extra piece that you would attach to make them a base that you could attach then to like.
It made like a docking station.
Yeah, like a docking station. So. Like you could combine them up. So like Menosaur. I'm hoping that they've learned a little bit from Menosaur. I know a lot of people really hate that combining scheme of a skeleton where you stick stuff on. I think it's great because I'd much rather have uncompromised individual bots. Because if you think about Menosaur as a standalone figure minus his trailer, and each individual 4 bots, they're all great, and they are not compromised to be combiners in any way. Even though that 2 of them have to split literally in half to do that.
Yeah. And I mean, let's be real. At least the trailer does something.
Yeah. It also it turns into a thing. It turns into his gun. It turns into
turns into a better base. Than
and it turns into the entire skeleton of the combiner.
Did, so yeah.
And it's a solid combiner. Like I'm never worried that thing's going to fall apart like you would with.
I'm not mad if they do something like that. Now for Devastator, the skeleton, I can see them.
He's gonna be a bit different because he's got an extra.
Yeah.
Person in that.
Well, I can see them most likely doing something like the third parties again have, where like each little construction vehicle has like a little thing that it tows.
Yeah, like the one that I have, they each have like a little tractor trailer.
Yeah, a little tractor trailer thing that it tows in that becomes a part of it. And hey, you know what? That works.
It does because
that's part of a construction site.
Yeah, that's a real thing that some of those vehicles have. They're basically like extra generators for them.
And the original Devastator, the combiner pieces just kind of like smacked on it somehow. Like Bone Crusher, he was one of the arms. The hand
just plugs in.
plugged onto the top of it, and you put the drill piece in it. And like a long haul, the part that was the frame section.
Yeah.
Now that we call it, but that's the thing that the leg stuck on. It just like sandwiched onto the back of the dump truck mode. So it's not unprecedented to have these pieces that make up extra pieces for a skeleton in some kind of way.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like people, if you didn't want them to have extra bits, we've done this. We've done this before.
Yeah, it was Combiner Wars.
It was Combiner Wars.
Wasn't good.
And these are going to be, especially with Studio Series, because like Studio Series are going for the movie, and I think they're probably going to lean more into this is how the toys transform, and like maybe here's just a foot piece, like in a hand that's not like part of one robot, but like just an attachment. And it's like you can get mad at that, but like, is it worth getting mad at? Is it if the ends justify the means and it looks good and it poses good and it does everything I want it to, I don't care about parts forming.
Well,
I don't.
Third party companies are making a heck of a lot of money doing this, and Hasbro's seeing that, and people are willing to buy it. And if you're, I don't know, the casual fan wouldn't be the person who's paying for this anyway.
Yeah,
And
because you gotta go in.
The person who's the purist is like, well,
There's
purity
third party
wasn't-
exists for a reason.
purity wasn't factored into the original Flora Deary designs anyway. So I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's fine personally. Again, I've had some exposure to it dealing with the third party stuff because the first full Minosaur I had was the Magic Square Minosaur, and that's what it did. The trailer became this frame, and it works beautifully. And like I said, at least it gives us something to do. It's functional. It's not just parts that just sit out there.
This trailer, I can see airstrips from an airport base mode being used. That's entirely possible too. That like he might just come with an extra thing that has like some
Like hangers. It would be cool because a hanger is a box, right? Mm-hmm. So if it was just a box that's a hanger that they can slide, that opens up, that they can kind of
I was thinking
poke in and out of, then that's just a leg. You just turn the rectangular box and smack it on. And
I was thinking like Astro Train has his trailer with all his guns in it. It's like, what if you just did like a little tanker, like to refuel the jets, like little refuel thing. And it's just like, and so however they do it,
I like that they're getting creative with it.
They're getting creative. It's something different. Well, and the good thing too is like, I'm thinking because the Studio Series Commander class, which we can go ahead and talk about, is 2 of the Constructicons together. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be 2 leader class Constructicons in a box set.
Voyager.
Okay, my thing is they might be Voyager, but they're probably gonna have leader. They're gonna be leaders because they're gonna have those 2 are gonna have all the accessories.
So and they're doing these in different sizes, and
which is weird.
And we're also we're finding this out
maybe this weekend,
next Sunday.
Is it next Sunday?
10/27. So I mean, we're going to know about Devastator at least something in a week.
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
So
I talk about things on Twitter. He's more of an Instagram guy, so if you want to,
I am going to start doing a little weekly segment too, a little shorter form, touch on some stuff, just to like kind of keep up to date and kind of keep things fresh and keep things moving. Just out of so we don't have to sit here and play catch up from 2 months of stuff that's going on, so we can keep things a little bit fresh. Or maybe every week's too ambitious, but like at least bi-weekly. Yeah. Also, my ADD is kicking in. Sorry, I'm doing stuff. But
yeah, if you, I'm sitting here. I always sit here and I spin back and forth the whole time. I gotta get me a chair that doesn't spin. But they're gonna do. I would be okay if each combiner worked in its own way. Like if each one, like it's case by case, because like with the Constructicons, there's 6 of them. Most of the combiner teams are only 5, so it's like you get to do something different for that.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay. It's like you don't get like the cross-play compatibility like you get with Combiner Wars, but at the same time we've done that. We did it.
Well, and people didn't, and it wasn't the best. People,
you compromised each figure so much.
Some things were good, some things were not, and that the way you compromise each figure so much is like every figure was the same figure.
Yeah.
Like Combiner Wars is famous for like that one mold being like 27 different characters supposedly.
Or like every female was one.
Yeah, was one robot. So we've done it, and so let's like we're kind of like we were talking about with the movie a while ago. Let's do something a little different.
Yeah.
Let's see if it works.
Yeah, and the good thing is like it with the main line, and if you don't like this version of this figure, we'll do it again. Give it 10 years, or third party exists, and if especially with combiners, Like if you want
If you're
your
willing-
ideal Devastator, it exists. It exists already. Whatever you
And
imagine that to
it
be,
exists in
a million price
17
points,
different ways.
different sizes.
Speaking of, like, if you want a Devastator right now that'll be excellent and that is cartoon accurate, then get the Magic Square. Magic Square, or was it New Age? I think New Age. One of them just sent out another release of their Devastator.
And
Like,
then Magic,
just this past week.
is it Magic Square that's doing the Bruticus? That's they're upscaling
Yes.
the Bruticus to be.
Well, they did a Bruticus.
Yeah, they did Bruticus.
So.
Well, they did Bruticus at like core scale, and they're taking those exact same figures, and they're upscaling it to be Masterpiece scale.
Yeah.
Which it's more technically, it's a little too small for Masterpiece, so it's really more like mainline.
Yeah.
Which I might go in on depending on the individual prices of those, because so far they've done the
Masterpiece scale, like,
because I have
combiners it's something. I'd
Yeah.
put together that Toy World Devastator, and I mean it is
I need to let you.
it is Titan class.
I need to
It's
let you look
large.
at my Jinbao one, because I have the Jinbao oversized Devastator with an upgrade kit. Not the one that makes it toy, or not the one that makes it show accurate, because he's more like IDW stylized. But he's as big as a Titan when you put him together.
Yeah.
And I think he's great. I think he works for mainline. I keep him with my mainline stuff because they're construction vehicles. And of course they're going to be bigger. And what does it matter if he's...
Yeah.
Well, because like,
vehicles are
yeah, he's
bigger.
going to be bigger than Minosaur, because Minosaur is a tractor trailer with 4 cars on it, and these are 6 giant construction vehicles slapped together. So it's like we said earlier, it's like I could care all day about scale, but I could also just enjoy it for what it
we
is.
can nitpick about scale if you want to, but I mean, if you want to do nitpick about scale, then you could never have a Titan class. Or if you want to nitpick about scale and get a Titan class, then you have to get Legends third party to kind of go with it, and then it's still not going to be the same thing. At
Yeah.
some point, you have to just like
You just gotta.
you have to do what we've been talking about here recently, which is there's too many things to collect, so we just got to buy what we like and enjoy instead of everything. And if you don't like it and don't enjoy it, then don't buy it. Like, I mean, I bought this because I wanted it because he didn't have a figure, but
Lee
now
said-
I'm like, I don't know that I care about this.
Yeah.
Like, I may sell this. So,
Me.
so you know, it's just like
Lee said they hope they make Octane. I hope we get Octane. I hope we get this.
I hope we get an Octane as well.
So,
that's
that's
like Octane is due for an update.
Octane's two different, because Octane and Broadside are the last 2 triple changes we need, right? For the original triple changers.
Yes, and the last time both of them got toys was this.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, because we've kind of done 1 triple changer each year for like the last 5 years. I'm counting that they re-released Astro Train, and they're re-releasing.
They just recolored Astro Train and Blitzwing
And Blitzwing.
and Starscream.
And I'm sure, and we already know that they're gonna redo. What's the orange one? The helicopter.
Oh, Sandstorm.
Sandstorm. We already know they're doing another Sandstorm because he's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
have the
they're
other
gonna-
face.
they're gonna
They
make it
talked
too.
about that already. So it's like, but like that's the thing. It's like if you want this, they're gonna do it, and if you don't like it initially, they're gonna redo it because it's like you put a lot of effort into a triple changer into that molding, so you're gonna get the most out of it.
Oh, they're going.
We still need a.
Well, the last time that they did Octane,
We still don't
he
have.
was. Let's see, the last time that they did an Octane, which was this line, he was released at least 5 times. There was the regular Hasbro release. There was the Takara one, which I have, which is great. Then there was Laser Prime. There was the Optimus Prime, and then there was a BBTS Chaos on Cybertron pack or something exclusive. So they did it 5 times.
Yeah.
They're going to do something with it because Optimus Prime doesn't turn into a jet. But for that series,
He
he
does.
turned into a
He
jet
does for that.
3 times.
Yeah.
So,
Cybertron turns into a not a jet, but a flying fire truck. If you
Yeah.
want that.
that's true.
Now, they said Octane's definitely going to be a leader class. Probably so. Now, my only thing is,
Yeah, he has to be.
is this going to be a leader class? I'm thinking yes, because you're going to want them all to scale with each other.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if there was one to break that set, this I could see being a commander class for 2026.
What if they heavily retooled Mister up there, Tidal Wave,
And to him,
because this has been in that pack I was just alluding to with the Prime. They retooled him into a Tidal Wave.
I would,
They recolored basically.
I
But,
would kind of hate it actually because I don't like Tidal Wave. But
well, what I'm saying though,
that
is
is entirely a
but
possibility.
stick with me. What if they did that and then they did the little armature thing and they made it where he could be? You put him together and you make the bot size is this, but then he
Oh, I see.
like, but they'd have to do a lot of retooling on it to make this flat and do this shit. So
I do wonder, like, but in that vein, like, what if they did do like a maybe not a retool, but like a whole new figure of kind of like a Shockwave, the leader class Shockwave, where it's like he's just normal Shockwave, but he comes with all these bits to make him bigger.
yeah,
Of like the bot itself is maybe leader scale, and then he comes with a bunch of bits to turn him into a big. Because this is just all flat nonsense.
Yeah,
You
it's
could just
just
make a
flat
bunch of.
now.
He could have like a thing that turns into a road or something, and you make it commander class and call it a day.
you know what I would like? I would like to bring back some kind of little base mode thingy, like
You know what I'd like?
extra bits and stuff and fun things like toy. They call it, the toyetic side of stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I was thinking what's the DCS drone pack?
uh,
You know what I'm talking about? They came with like the Ravage's cage and like the
oh no, that was the Centurion drone.
Centurion drone pack. Give me some more of those. Give me a pack like the Micromasters. Give me one that's just minicons to complete all the minicons that we're missing.
Minicons are coming.
What-
It's gonna happen.
It's got to be because whatever's replacing, because we already know core class is out.
Yeah.
But they're not going to leave that price point empty. You're going to put something there. It may not be called core class. We might go back to scout class, and they might be. I don't think they're going to be $10 anymore. I think they'll be $15. But I'm okay with that. If you give me a $15 pack and you put 2 tapes in it, I'll be okay with it. If you do me a $15 pack and put 2 minicons in it, I'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
Because especially if you do new tooling on minicons. So
And I mean, that's the way I could see them going with that kind of stuff, man. Because like, you need a small, bite-sized, collectible type thing for the kids.
Yeah.
Like something that doesn't cost much. That's at the impulse buy.
and let's be honest, we all kind of love these, whether we admit it or not. We all love a little robot thing that we can
that's-
flip back and forth in
That's
a
why I
minute.
got these. I mean, this dude was $10. Like, that's,
let me-
so I mean, I say that because like he came with a figure that was $10. So I mean, I was like, man, that was a steal. Like getting him for that. I got him for. So it's just like, I don't know. It's a large amount of speculation. So what else? What are we-
I'm pulling up. I'm
what are we
going.
missing?
We got a lot of the. Okay, so
The Age of the Prime stuff.
yeah, Soulless. We got all the Prime, Soulless Prime. We got the other aerial bots like Air Raid and Firefight. We got a animated Wasp coming.
Here's let's see. Let me think. Hold on just a minute.
Is that gonna be a retool? You think?
Oh, the Wasp is definitely. But here's what I was going to say.
Because Wasp is B.
Yes.
Wasp B in animated. I can't.
Yeah.
I was trying to. I had 2 different things in my brain when I said
Here's what I was
Wasp.
going to say. We've got a list of stuff here with not a ton of stuff to go on.
Yeah.
It's all
The rest of those combiner teams.
it's all kind of some just like names and stuff that's on lists, and we've got 1027 coming up. That's going to be devastated, but maybe that'll allude to some other stuff.
You wanna do
I
like
say-
an end of the year stream?
I'm going to say we put a pin in this because we've been going for 2.5 hours, and if we start going down that list,
I was gonna say that list is like
that's a lot longer of a list.
You want to save that for
We can save it for the next stream.
what do you want to do next stream? Is the question. We might. Let's be perfectly honest. We are both busy. The next stream might be our
It might be
end of year stream.
Oh man, that means we got to figure out what the best figure of the year
Yeah,
was.
that's gonna
Oh,
be.
God.
Now we gotta. So
bad.
so
End of the year stream.
end of the year stream is always fun. We got a lot to. We got this
Oh
is
my gosh.
especially 40th anniversary. We got a lot of things.
Oh, I just got stressed out.
What are we gonna do? We're
I
gonna
don't even know what the best figure of the year is going to be.
I think we each do a personal top 5.
Oh yeah, I think we need to do 5. And
We
not
need
10.
to do 5 and not 10.
I
I think
don't even
10's
know
too
what
many.
came out this week. And are we
This
gonna-
week, yeah, that's
are
the
this-
that's
yeah,
exactly
that's an apt
that's an apt
an apt description of this year. What came out this week? What did come out this year?
everything. Everything came out this year and nothing. Everything and nothing.
Jeez.
Because even there's things that came out this year that we knew about last year. So it's like, you count that as last year? Like wave, like we're not getting wave 5 of Legacy till January. But it's like, we already know what it is, and most of them are recolors. So it's like, yay.
I can finally get me that Ramjet. And I'm going to have to open this guy because Liam wanted me. I told him we'd do him on a stream. But we're just gonna open him so he can look at him and be like, okay, that's cool, and then he won't mess with him again. It's just
Party wallet?
It's just the thrill of something new for him now.
Yeah. This is a great figure. Especially if,
You got him?
No, but
Oh.
I've got to mess with him.
Okay.
This figure is fantastic. He looks great. He does everything you'd want him to do, I would imagine, as not a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan.
Yeah.
In fact, it comes with all the weapons. You can make each turtle, and you can make it entirely third.
Yeah.
Not third, but like he
Yeah.
does technically have a third mode that's like generic turtle that is different.
Yeah. I mean, that's the party wallet.
It's the party wallet.
Is
So
the,
it's like-
is the other robots. So
Yeah.
I know that both Lee and Kyle have this guy. So
Yeah.
I know Lee was super stoked.
If
to
I
get
could
him.
if I could find one for that price, I would definitely pick him up.
That's why I got him. He was on,
Yeah.
and then he went on sale for like $30 the next day, or like the
Mm-hmm.
next week or something, and then had that 15% off thing, which is how Kyle got his. Yeah, I was like, well, I'll use that 50% off for something else. But yeah, so we'll that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a pin in it.
Pin it up. Pick
we're
it up
gonna,
next time.
Yeah, and we we're ending with 3 viewers. I suppose one of those is probably my wife.
One of those is either Lee or
and
Kyle.
then that's Lee and Kyle. We did hit 8 people at some
I
point.
only saw 10 at one point.
Or
8,
10, so-
it peaked at 10.
Yeah, so I'm cool with that. I really wish we'd have called Freakenstein a little bit sooner. I think he jumped off before I told him to contact us, so maybe he will
drop back in.
drop back in at some point. Lee and Kyle, if y'all want some of these random stickers, let me know, and I'll just send you a photo of what it is and let you pick what you want, just to or maybe I just send you something random
Some
because
mystery stickers.
it's some random stuff. I'm keeping the Power Master Optimus Prime though because it's that's just a unique thing.
And I brought you a poster, but there is another poster over there.
Yes,
so if we maybe want to do that, maybe at the end of the year.
End of the year, we'll do a giveaway.
We'll get some giveaway stuff ready to
Yeah.
go.
Because we'll try to promote. I always say this. We'll try to promote a little bit better next time. It's like,
Well,
someone wants to take over too with that.
Well, the thing too is like sometimes it's just like it's a Sunday afternoon. Sometimes it's just people have other things, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe want to. I think we talked about maybe like eventually start breaking these up. Maybe do a little bit harder segments.
Yeah.
Like really kind of focus in. Be like, we're just doing news. We're just doing this, and then maybe break those up into videos later on. So if you miss out or if you need to drop out, you can come back. Obviously, the stream in its entirety is going to be up on the channel afterwards. So if you want to go back and watch us ramble about anything in particular,
give it a
it takes a bit for
it takes a bit for YouTube to make sure that we're not like showing our boobies on here. So.
It's got to do all the rendering and everything. But it was a good stream. We got through a lot. We're getting better at not getting too sidetracked.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, we get sidetracked plenty, but I feel it was more coherently sidetracked now. And then I just played with toys all the time. Y'all probably
we do.
probably just saw me down
we're all
here like
tourists down here,
doing
like,
this and
flipping.
stuff. It's we switched up I got a bigger monitor so we can actually see a little bit better, which is
If you want, next time we could do this at mine.
so.
We do it at my new place.
Yeah, you haven't well, it's a new spot that I haven't got to see yet.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can coordinate that because Sundays are busy for me nowadays.
Yeah.
So I'd have to drive. I wouldn't be able to leave until we have to do it later. Or
That's
do-
good. We can do it. We
or
can do it.
on a
We can
Saturday, so.
do a Saturday or like a late afternoon Sunday stream, whichever.
Yeah.
Because the thing is now, I've moved. I did live about 25 minutes away, and now I live about an hour and 10 minutes away. So it does make this a little harder. I think we've talked about doing some more streams where it's like just like through Discord and things, like where maybe I don't come all the way here, but we still do our stream together.
Yeah, and I've got to figure out how to do Discordy things.
And this is something for later. I know Kyle and Lee, you'll definitely be interested in this. I do have a Discord set up. Currently, the only person that is in there is me and a friend of mine who helped me set it up.
Yeah, I'm not even. There
You're
yet,
not even
so-
in there yet. I gotta get you in, put you as an admin. But it's set up. It's ready to go at a base level. We can always upgrade it later to do more things. But it's just got a couple chats and definitely a place for you to post your own photos of your figures, your collections, place to talk about leaks, discussions, voice chats. If you want to, like, I do a lot of video game playing. I'll probably start maybe streaming my video game play in there. If you want to come in, you want to chit chat about anything, that'll be a great way for you guys. If you to join the conversation in a way that's beyond just us reading your comments in chat. Like, we can have a real conversation. Maybe we do streams where we bring in somebody to talk about things with us. So that'll be something to look forward to for next year. I've had this Discord set up for like 3 months now, but it still needs a little work.
Yeah, we've still got some stuff we got to work on. I know we keep saying that. And
life is crazy. This is hard.
Trying to figure out the life balance of stuff. I work basically I work 6 days a week now. So
I work Monday through Friday, but I get up at 6 a.m. and I get home about 6 p.m. So
yeah,
the time we have for this is very limited.
Yeah, both of our times have gotten really like squashed in the past the past like 6 months. Like I changed, I changed jobs twice.
Yeah, and I moved and then changed
you
jobs.
Moved and changed jobs, so. And like now we're in like I coach youth climbing 2 days a week, so that's during the week. That's other things, and yeah, it's there's always something going on.
Yeah,
and it's just, so
that'll be.
We're trying to figure out how to make things work.
So definitely we'll keep. We'll definitely make a post whenever we get the Discord set to live. I got to get him in there. We got to talk over some things. Make sure we got like some bots in there, some ways so that just not anybody can get in there and post just whatever. We want to have some rule. Want it to be a community, a welcoming place for everybody to come and chit chat and
okay. So here's the thing. So big announcement at some point still. It's probably not hard to figure out, but how about this? How about I try to talk to Ben and notice you driving back down here again? But what if we tried to do our end of the year stream from the store? That would be a good time to do it.
That is entirely possible.
End of the year. So.
And I guess that would kind of come to what they got going on.
Yeah.
But so either next stream.
Sundays they just have people shopping
so
around there.
Either next stream will either be from my place, or if we can swing it, the shop.
Yeah.
I was thinking that'll be something good, something to look forward to, something different, change of scenery. Maybe we just take a picture of the Sasquatch and we put up a green screen and pretend that.
Yeah.
Peek behind the curtain.
Yeah. Well, all right, y'all. Everyone who is there's 5 viewers in here now. That's fun.
That's great. Welcome to the end of the stream.
Welcome to the end
Thanks
of the
for
stream.
stopping in.
5 viewers. Whoever else is in here, I'll throw it out here one more time. I got those random. Where did they go?
They're on the other side of the trailer.
Okay.
We got so many figures on the desk.
There's just crap everywhere. If any of the new folks that are stopping by would like a random grab bag sticker or two, shoot me a message if you're on our Instagram. It's the Weekly TF. Mm-hmm. You can comment on just any of the community posts that I have on the YouTube channel here as a way to get a hold of us. Or email is theweeklytf@gmail.com. That is theweeklytf@gmail.com, like I used to say in my old videos. I used to be like,
we used to do videos.
I used to do reviews and stuff.
I used to do reviews too.
Now we just kind of do this thing. Because editing is a thing that takes time.
Oh, God. I have a video that's just in editing hell, and it has been there for 6 months.
Hey, I will say, I'm very proud of my reel where I revealed Optimus Studio Series Prime here, and I put down each Prime figure, and I had my edit. I was like, I like that one.
Now you do unboxings on your YouTube channel, and I get in a ton of figures myself. I've been very tempted to kind of do similar.
I just do because I can't do anything else. I'm like, this is the level that I have to do. This is what I can give right now.
Yeah, I can commit 20 minutes to do this.
20 minutes to do this, like 3 minutes, like seriously, to just like drop those things out there. So. But we can start doing reviews more live too, instead of more edited stuff if people like that. And if at some point somebody wants to be an editor for us, then we will pay you by not
paying you. You don't get
by getting the honor of just talking about stuff like we do, because we don't get paid for this either. We don't have a Patreon yet. We don't have. We're not monetized yet. We're getting closer there. We're over 900 subscribers.
So
now.
we're within it. So
we're knocking. I mean, hey,
drop a sub if you haven't.
Yeah.
I just edited pictures. Hey, we might need that soon.
Actually, Lee, I may start having you throw out our little media things. Like I thought my little Optimus Prime thing was clever that I put out. If y'all saw that. But that's another thing I like to. So I may get Lee to throw us some stuff up there just to do some social media for us.
That'd be good.
Because
But yeah, it's,
So we're doing the Southern goodbye here.
it's something goodbye.
So it's where you keep talking after you say goodbye.
Yeah.
That's how I leave my parents' house every Sunday. But
Yeah.
YouTube channel, y'all are already on it. Shoot us a message on one of our community posts if you're interested in some stickers, or if you just need to get a hold of us for another reason.
He is TF Weekly everywhere. I
Weekly
am
TF
Will
at Gmail.
Informed pretty much everywhere. Instagram, Twitter. We both have those, and drop the links in the description. And give us a follow if you want to give us chit chat. And we'll be back
Merch.
hopefully soon.
Kyle, merch, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to talk to you about some merch.
We've
So,
also been talking about some logos.
yeah, y'all are roping yourselves into some stuff here, guys. So,
You have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
the channel is just a little of us two and the two people who watch all of our streams, and we're just all doing stuff together.
It's just for us.
It's just for us. It's just us talking, basically. So,
You know what? That's what's great about this. So,
and thanks, man. I appreciate it about our logo rocking. It's not. I don't think it's a unique idea, but I actually did it myself in Illustrator, before I knew other people did it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all right. Until the next time. Yeah.
have a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Whatever.
What, do we have an outro?
Whatever.
We don't have
don't
a script for this.
We don't have a grab that
Bye.
gem or a.
Yeah. Don't die. Wear your
I
seatbelt.
thought we had something. We had something the other day that was something that I always say that's random.
We'll just do different stuff each time. We'll come up with some stupid goodbye each time.
All right.
Grab a sticker.
Grab